welcome back to the Fourth Culture. My name is Ramji and I'm your GM, and with me today I have the immaculate Joe Tan, the remarkable Lisa Yap, the, I was going to say, admirable Sheena. Those are admirable eyebrows. And the bespectacled Edward Choy. That's what I got there. I'm sorry, it's bespectacled is. And last but not least is, of course, our producer, Cheryl. Hey! All right. Also, in attempting to burglarize their way into the set were two dogs, but they've managed to be rejected. So I apologize for those of you who are expecting us to be a minute early, but we had some canine capers. Before we start, just wanted to say thank you very much to the folks down at Gamosaurus Rex up on Upper Thompson Street, a local hobby store which has a wide selection of board games, D&D games, Warhammer, and the friendliest nerds that you'll meet in Singapore. Pop on down if all of your board game needs will be met. And additionally, wanted to say thank you to our sponsors, ABC, a better consultancy. Over to Lisa.
You need simple, honest, and straightforward technology advice to help you scale and grow your business. If you're based in Asia or looking to expand your business here, then get a hold of A Better Consultancy at www.abetterconsultancy.co.
Fantastic. All right. So, with no further ado, who's doing the recap? Oh, it's me.
You.
Okay. So from the last point that we spoke, you found yourselves taking a long rest in a tunnel. As you were doing so, you took various watches, managed to pass through the evening without any great event. Afterwards, you moved further down here with across your shadow guard ally, hostage, unclear. Across is certainly honourable or trusted enough that you've let him keep his weapons, at least the one that you knew about. And nevertheless, you begin to explore. Heading further down this passage, you came to a split in the tunnel. To your left, a set of tracks goes on, and with really rather a remarkable perception roll, you determined, I think it was Kaman or Barra, you did. Pardon me, Barra. Blinding abs and blinding perception, you managed to notice that a set of tracks went down this left-hand corridor and then came back up again. Having carried on further, you headed down the right corridor instead, following on from the tracks of Akras's rest of his squad, which you managed to pick up. You head on further into a large, sort of quite high-ceilinged cavern in which some bats were roosting at the top, and again, there are a few moments where Barra took perhaps some of the geology lessons learnt way back in that school, in that fancy school in Nagaranda you went to before you disappointed your family so much. You sort of realised that actually you were able to look at some of the sedimentary rocks and work out whether you were higher or lower as you kind of traversed through this long series of passages, with the ultimate intent of making it through to the southern side of the Marabanda forest, where hopefully you would be reunited with your emissary, kidnapped in episodes previous, now available on YouTube. As you make your way through further these tunnels, you come to a curving in the tunnel wall, which leads to a bit more of a curve. Stepping closer to that point, holding the rest of your party back, Yrsa, your leader, goes up to have a quick look, seeing some red glowing eyes and a bit of a bit of dapple texture. She calls back forth the rest of the party, and you see a beautiful and yet terrifying sculpture of a manticore, halfway through flight, talons extended, and flailing hair, and very well carved, kind of in front of the walls of a large stone building of some sort. Coming closer and having a look, you sort of realise there's a smell of rotting meat and various other things that made you feel a little bit queasy and uneasy, not least of which would be the pack of ghouls that came charging from around after smelling your fresh blood and fresh meat, one of whom was carrying the arm of, it turns out to be Akras's compatriot, brother-in-arms, or other. You dispatch them relatively handily, not too much, in the way of damage to you, except perhaps to poor Kie's sense of hygiene, repeatedly splattered in various ghoul-like fluids, and then discover
And
much. Pardon me?
Sorry, and solid.
And solid. Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, dear. You then discover, much to Akras's sadness and chagrin, a body dressed very similarly to him in the manner of the Shadow God. Very sort of dark outfit with, no significant insignia, but there being small indications of rank and station and various other things like that. Akras takes a moment and asked for a bit of time to appropriately pray and wish his companion well on their onward journey. And as you give him the space, you take a look around the rest of this building, allowing yourself to get a good view of the fact that this 80-foot long building on one side, maybe 30 or 40 feet, in this wide cavern that's really not so much larger than this building. As you come around to the front, you see again another two of these large statues, again glowing red eyes and like a little halo, nimbus of red energy around it, stemming from the red gems pushed into the walls. As you see, there is a gate, a heavy sort of like dark mahogany door with a red iron sort of banding across it. Checking the door for traps and having a quick look to see whether you could sort of see a keyhole or anything like that. You take the direct approach and Barra stood forward and pushed forward the door. As it opened, as it did so, it opens into a room within which you see the most notable thing, a large dome of blue force pulsing with energy in regular time. And inside this dome, a stone table inlaid with gold. At this table, 5 seats, one larger than the other 4, like a golden throne on which is sat a figure. And the other 4 seats, still sturdy stone chased in with gold and other filigree, so very, very valuable, are 4 other figures. 3 of which can see you, 2 of which turn to look. And that's where we left off the last episode.
Ooh.
So, what should I do?
Given that I entered the room first, Yrsa sees this and
Hello.
hello. Barra.
Make sure
You a great leader?
Yeah,
Oh.
we have friends.
Hi, I'm Barra, but you can call me Bazza for short. It's how you going?
They, other than having sort of looked when you came into the room and you gained all these attention, there's no noticeable reaction.
What do these figures look like?
So right now, who do we have in the room? We have Yrsa right at the front. Okay, hello, hi, good morning. Hey, how are you? How you doing there? Good, excellent. Well, that's working. Things are working real well.
Yeah.
Dink, dink, dink. Okay, you have Yrsa at the front. You have Barra, who's also stepped into the room as well. Is it? The 2 of you behind, or?
Yeah.
I follow closely behind,
Okay.
also trying to peek.
Then I would like there to be a. Just make a perception check. This is like a heavy, very translucent kind of
Do all of us roll perception?
the ones that can see clearly in the room. It's very bright in there, so you've got
Okay.
lots. Like it's
Sorry.
bright.
Okay.
So everyone.
Everyone come in.
13.
Oh, nice.
18.
19.
I hope.
Or
you? That's died.
8.
But you're the first one.
I'm blinded.
It's
Oh,
dazzled.
bright.
It's the weekend.
So, on that note, then, so as you're sat there and you're looking through this room, and you see that these 5 figures, the one in the golden chair, anyone roll above 20? No.
No.
Okay, so they all look humanoid. They all look like they are very, very well preserved. Like, you know when you see desiccated things, right? They look desiccated. So they look preserved. They don't look particularly alive.
Right,
Oh.
but they're moving. Like the
They
two of them
move,
turn
yeah,
towards us to look
exactly.
at us. All right. You mentioned there were tapestries on the walls.
Mm.
Can I look at the tapestries and see whether I can deduce who these people are?
So there is a set of tapestries and hangings on the far side of the.
Right.
There is also on the left and the right. There is two large, very large treasure chests, as well as 2. How do you say it? Stone caskets, very large tomb-like caskets.
These are outside the blue dome.
Those are outside the blue dome, and on top of each of those caskets is a very large blue sphere.
Okay.
Same color as the dome.
Can I see the tapestries clearly?
Not really. They're the other side of the dome.
Oh,
You'd have to
okay.
make your way across the room if you wanted that.
Can we see what race the figures appear to be?
It is hard to tell, but I will let you make a perception roll for it.
You can do it.
Oh, I can't do it. 11.
Medium-sized humanoid, probably not an orc or someone who's got like a large, like skeletal structure, like not a like a humanish face. So maybe a half orc, maybe a half elf, maybe an elf, maybe probably not a dwarf. You know, like nothing obvious like that. Oh, here we go.
All right. We're gonna play. We're gonna play 20 languages. All right. Why don't you go first? You, the elf.
Okay. Wait. Me?
Oh no, the elf.
Oh, okay.
The elf. Hail them. Say something nice. Ask about their day.
Say in Elvish, hello, greetings, we come in peace.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Your turn, Yrsa.
Okay, so given that they are
Oh,
given that they are not small creatures, I will try orcish.
Okay.
How's it, bro? Siapa boleh? No reaction.
Oh, I'm gonna try dwarvish just in case. Hey guys, how's it hanging? Oh, I don't suppose you could come from my homeland back in Nagaranda. It's a great place to maybe catch some waves and throw some fish on the barbie. No?
Again, nothing, I'm afraid.
All
I mean,
right.
it's as you move backwards and forwards to the room, you do see every now and then, if one of you moves a bit more than the other, there's a slight tilt of the head, tracking your positions.
ooh.
But beyond that, there is no reaction to any of the words you're saying, or even reaction to the fact you're saying words.
Can I make an Arcana check to see what this dome is and if there's a link to the globes?
You've not come across anything like this dome before, but you
Right.
can certainly try and inspect the globes and, you know, get it closer into the room to do that if you like.
Oh,
What are you doing for Arcana?
Could I guidance myself as I do that?
You want me to do it for you?
So you're stepping into the room?
I'll let Barra do it, and I'll tell Barra. Just try to see the magical threads that link the globes to the dome.
Right.
I guidance Barra.
Right, so you give guidance to Barra, and Barra's going to make an investigation.
feel
So
amazing.
just to be clear, you're stepping into the room and you're heading over towards where those blue spheres are, right?
Yeah.
Insight
Okay.
investigation.
Okay.
You can't make insight rolls against the DM. No, I'm just joking.
So
Yeah.
investigation's more like you're checking for clues.
Freaking
Inside it's
hell.
more like
What'd you roll?
you're lying to me.
Roll that.
Just add the D4 anyway.
Oh, crap. Shit. 11 in total.
The blue orbs are definitely magical.
Magical.
They're the same color.
Same colour.
Like, you've got common sense, and they might be related.
Might be related.
It's definitely magical, though.
It's definitely magical.
Yeah, no, it's not enough to be able to pierce through any of the particular nuances of this, I'm afraid.
Chris
Oh,
Hansen
no.
says your Aussie accent is spot on.
Oh,
Thanks,
thanks.
Chris Hansen.
Thanks, Chris.
Oh, thanks a lot. I know.
I genuinely want to ask if maybe we should just leave.
I know. I came this far.
We're not meant to be here.
How do you know? Maybe this is destiny. I'm gonna have a song written about me. Come on, man. Let's do it. All right.
Does it?
I know.
Yrsa glances over at the two giant chests.
Mm.
Yeah, I guess we should go. But the things are just lying here. And
Yeah, you know.
But the emissary, our mission.
Yeah, but I
Make a
mean,
perception roll, Yrsa.
Oh. 4.
Oh.
You see on the other side, there might be another chest over there too.
wow, there's so many.
I think there's another one there.
Oh yeah, great leader.
Yes, but
No, okay. Are there any markings on it? Now that I'm next to the orbs and the chest, are there any markings that I can see?
Yeah, make a history check.
Right. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just gonna dig into my past, into all the songs I've sung. Gotta see if I remember anything about this blue-watered place. Oh, natural 20.
There we go.
Wow.
And I can roll my bless.
no, you don't.
I don't roll my
Yeah,
bless.
you
That's
don't.
right.
Alright.
So there's a moment where you're looking at this thing, you're spending time trying to understand the arcane, and then you're looking at these, looking for the magical connections as Kaman asked you to do, and then a minute later you sort of realise that actually you're focusing really hard, but you're not actually reading the plaque that's
Right.
on
Oh, there's a
these.
plaque.
That's on the actual.
Chest?
No, I missed the word slipped out of my head. The casket, the stone casket itself.
okay.
The tomb. Thank you. That's actually on these tombs themselves. And
Sarcophagus?
on the side of it, yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
No, I have extra words. But thank you. As you begin to then start looking at them, you see that it says, and it triggers things in the back of your mind from stories told to you, like on sea voyages or various other things as you passed, right? Of eras gone by, like, thousands, 2,000 years ago, right? That there was once a family that the Darine Empire, the Dark Confederacy, was named after, right? And there was a shattered family that came from who knows where, and their descendants spread all across Urtu. The most famous of which, obviously, Suldar and the members of the Dark Confederacy, venerated to this day. But others, also in the area that then later became the Namandan Union, used to be known for a while as the Free Cities.
Free cities.
And once the Free Cities were established, being a member of the Dark family was not necessarily the healthiest thing. They were in opposition, and you do recall there are notable stories of members of the Dark clan who hid out, were never found, powerful mages or warriors or otherwise. And there are prophecies told about how they will rise again and return, the lands to their rightful rulership. All of these memories with the natural 20 come back into crystal focus.
Oh, yeah.
As it says, as the tomb says, the tomb of San Dar, guardian to Lay Dar, grandson of Suldar.
Sandar, guardian to later, grandson of Soldier. Oh yeah! Right, I've got this figured out. So I'm gonna just check out the other tomb. Because they're two sides.
Yeah, there are two large stone sarcophagi,
Right.
tombs, whatever word we're using.
All right.
It's all good, and absolutely.
Right.
And the other one says This is the tomb of. Actually, the name of this tomb is not clear. It's almost like it's been left blank to be
Right.
added at some point in the future.
Oh, okay.
So it says this is the tomb of, but then doesn't finish with any
Right.
particular description.
Okay. This one's vacant. All right, guys. So, here's the story. So then I just sort of message everybody. My favorite person in the party. All right, Yrsa. I'm just going to tell you. Later, Dar Empire. So, I think probably the people in there, they might be the living descendants of the Jar family as well. What do you think?
How long ago was this?
Oh, I didn't read with any dates.
In this story, were the Da people good people or not good people?
I know, you're still like revered, sometimes people like them, sometimes people don't like them, depends on which side of history you stand on,
Let's start casting detect magic as a ritual.
what's he doing?
Okay. So let's be clear about where people are. So
Yeah, I hope it's not mimics, man.
To-
Probably sure. I really hope it's not mimics.
You've gone to here. You've gone to. Are you inside the room or outside the room, Kie?
Yeah, you're in the room or out of the room?
Yeah, I'm right at the door.
You're right at the door.
Yeah.
All right. So you cast detect magic, and you.
Do I go blind?
It's very, very bright.
Okay.
Right? But that's in 10 minutes' time. We'll sort of talk about what
Right.
happens there. Is anyone doing anything for 10 minutes?
Can I acrobatically parkour my way up like a wall just to get to a higher
Oh, man.
area so I can see like the whole space?
Um,
That'd be climbing check.
describe your route.
Should I jump on the chest? Are the chests moving at all? Are they like
The chests are sarcophagi, yeah?
There are two chests at the bottom of the room that look like heavily banded
Right.
mahogany chests,
Right.
banded with red iron
Right.
and appear to be locked. There are two rectangular, sort of heavy grey stone, which have two blue
Right.
spears on. The lower of which you can see on this image up here
Right,
on the stream. Those are the two tombs, and you're up by looking at one of them. The two big chests, though,
Right.
then what's
I had a thought while you're figuring that out. I'm like, hey, you busy? You busy? Can I talk to you?
how do you?
okay, so I step on the chest
Mhm.
and kind of use it to propel myself past the tombs because I don't want to step on the tombs.
Okay.
And I use my fingers to kind of grab the unevenness of the walls and scamper up until I find like a small but relatively stable kind of jutted out
Are you-
stone.
Are you going past the blue grid? Because there's a force field.
So the force field
Oh,
doesn't cover the tombs. That's why you're
Okay.
able to look at the second one, which is a
Right,
bit
right.
further up.
Right.
However, so as you jump onto the chest on the left, I'd like you to get a acrobatics check, please.
So while she's doing that, hey.
No. He's casting. He's
Hey,
casting.
What?
You can't interrupt him during this 10
hold on.
minutes.
Sorry, I moved it.
Ooh.
Ooh, 27.
Okay, so you
We've
manage
been through
to
this.
do your parkour without any problem. You sort of step up onto the chest up here, and you're going to move up to. Let's have a look. So let's go. Sort of well, you can't see because
Yeah.
maybe with a bit of luck we'll
Bako.
be able to zoom out a tiny bit, but we'll move you up 40 feet to here. So you kind of get just to the edge and you jump up to one side, you kind of bounce off the bit of the roof, you use your fingers, you kind of like, you're watching, there is what gravitationally involved in this particular move. It's like, what the hell? Like, as she basically kind of runs up the side of the wall and then back down again in this sort of strange arc, landing at the top just to the north of the second heavy stone casket. In front of you is a deep purpley blue set of rags and tapestries that are very, very kind of like, they've got holes and they're rotted to some extent, but they're still there. Many, to some extent, actually very brittle. But you can see a few things through it, one of which is there is a little bit of another chest there, right? And that's it.
Are there any stains on the tapestries? Like any like they're just old, or is there like dirt or blood?
They're stained, but there's not like splashes. If you're looking for like splashes of dark blood or like signs of it's more
It's just old.
moth eaten and
okay.
a little bit not excessively actually, surprisingly, given how old this place could be.
Okay. So in defiance of Yrsa, yeah. And I start messaging. Okay. Can you hear me? Alright, so like they're all from the Dar family. So I've always wondered if like all Dar, they have like elemental god thing with any connection to them. Who do you worship again?
Cool. And so, is there anything else you'd like to do, or you'd like to do in the period?
Well, since no one's really watching me, I go and look at one of the chests.
Cool. What are you going to look at? It's about your size.
Oh.
I think it's big.
I look to see if there's a lock.
It looks like it's got a lock.
No, like a
Large, kind of
padlock,
like classical keyhole.
I stare at the lock with fascination.
Mm-hmm.
Gold? What could be behind you, my pretty? What could be inside you? Treasure? Weapons? Magic weapons?
Few ominous whispers.
I mean, it doesn't respond.
Yeah, I know. I just whisper to it like. And then after that, I'm like, okay, let's go look at the other chest. Go look at the other chest.
His
The other
eyes.
chest stares back at you.
Get out of here!
in the meantime, because like this guy's not responding, he said I know. I'm like, oh, no connection to Boulder, is he? Alright then. Hey, Spider. Beep, 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 beep. The message. Hey, Spider girl, can you hear me?
Me?
Yeah, who else would I be talking to this message, right? You can hear my voice in your head. And I'm talking to you. Just talking to you. Got
My
it?
voice in my head is a lot more polite.
Hey, Spider girl. What do you see up there? Hi, we see. What's going on? We're just sort of waiting for you flying around the ceiling. So what's going on?
Given that when we talked to them earlier, there was no response, right?
Yes.
I'll just.
Oh, by the way, just now that you've dropped in the other side,
Oh, yeah.
right? The two that were looking back, they looked back and now looked at you. The one that was looking in the large throne, right, has now kind of like is sort of looking in the middle, almost like it sort of like wants to expand its gaze as well as possible. Whereas the other two that are off to wherever I'm waving my thing up here, right? These two, they remain looking at the door. It's almost like they're splitting up who's looking at who.
I'm still waiting for Barra message to
What do you
Kia.
see, Spider girl?
Are they slow in turning?
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about the speed they're doing.
I see old tapestries, but they're really holy because they're really old.
Holy? Like,
No, like with holes. Not godly. With holes.
alright. So, you recognise them? What did they say? You need me to come in there with my expert knowledge of the past? Playing from songs?
Unfortunately, yes, I think
You need
I
more
might.
help? Right then.
Wait. Hold on.
I know, so
It seems like these creatures, people, things, are attracted to movement. They can't seem to hear us, but if you move,
So sign language.
Yeah, I was good.
well, no, actually normal language,
Alright.
because I don't think they can hear us.
So could we do sign language?
But then they will see it.
Yeah.
They
no.
can see.
So don't.
Oh, as in you want to communicate with them?
Yeah.
I guess that's worth a try.
I'm still casting.
You know what?
It's 10 minutes, right? It's a fair amount of time.
Still
Are they-
casting.
Are any of them paying attention to him casting?
I mean, there are two that are keeping a very clear eye on the door.
Okay.
But there's other than them tracking your location,
Mm-hmm.
there is no other reaction that they're making.
Right. So,
And they're only tracking the location with moving their head. It's kind of creepy. They're not even moving their eyes. Like, you can't even see their eyes clearly, but you know, you can imagine these things. Well, humans kind of wired to this, right? But you just see their head just go.
is there a point of the room where like they would not be able to turn 180 degrees? I'm just gonna try and go there.
Yeah, so what's been happening exactly? What happens is, as one does this, right, they kind of hand off to each other. somehow.
Right.
So, like, another one that's on the other side will then start looking at you.
So there are no blind spots.
They don't appear to have.
It's like CCTV.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it seems like they're all controlled by like one program. Like it sounds like they're all not individuals. You know, they work together like a one mind thing.
I mean, I don't know that there's a way that you could know anything about that. You can make an insight check for me if you like.
In the meantime, I talked to Yrsa. Sorry, right leader.
Yeah.
Sorry, the spotter girl says there's tapestries back there, so I want to go and check them out and see if I recognise anything. Right?
Okay, you go up. Stay close to one another. I'll stay here and
I
take
can't,
care of
because she's up on
Kaman.
the ceiling, but I'll do my best.
Yeah, just avoid the blue.
Alright, avoid blue. Alright, what do you roll?
Oh, 11.
Alright,
So if you kind of wandered your way up to the,
some sort of way. As
so
they,
you can make another history check if you like.
as they turn around and look at me, I just keep going like, hi, how's it going? Right, yeah. Nice day to be in a cabin, I guess.
History.
History, 20. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20?
Yep.
Okay. So you look at. I mean, it's very moth-eaten and sort of like, you know, raggedy and various other bits and pieces, but you manage to kind of look through a few other areas and you come across some crests that begin to ring a bell, and the bell that is rung is
Dong.
indeed. There is a name called. Look up the name. Hold on 1 second.
I'm thinking, hang on, guys.
Ah yes.
They're coming to me any moment now.
No, so it is the family crest is that of Carl Dar,
Kaldar, that was it.
Jesus.
That was
and
it. That was it.
this particular it's KAHRL.
Carl.
KAHRL.
Indeed.
Kaldar. Right.
And that's quite familiar for some reason.
Yeah, I know.
Also, this particular scion of the Carl Dar family is actually, their name is Manar, MANAR. That's just their family name. Yeah.
Right, yeah. Okay, so
The name is not Manar. So this is Manar of the Carl Dar clan.
It's KAHRL, Chris Hansen. Yeah, that Carl.
Yeah, indeed.
Carl and Company. It's an insurance company.
And you do seem to remember, like, getting good history or everything else, that the Kaldar family has something to do with, like, the second Great Sundering. There was something, you can't remember what it was. One of the towers exploded. But, you know, this is like trying to remember Babylonian history, right? I mean, you can remember some of the stories, you learned them, you've told a few, but, like, it's very vague. It's a long time ago. Similar kind of thing, right? So, like, it's very, this stuff happened.
right,
Oh, dear me.
right.
Indeed. Carl had a difficult childhood.
Do I remember what language the Dars would have spoken in? Would it be common?
It would have been an ancient form of common. Yeah, a lot of the common
Right.
of this particular area is
Right.
based on Daranese, which is the language they were spoken.
Yodicom.
As a bard, would I know how to speak that?
I mean, you could probably make a roll and see. I don't mind. I mean,
What sort of
it's
roles
like
do I roll?
let's go with again. It's gonna be another history roll.
speak of the old of English of.
Frick 11.
Yeah, it's unfortunately it's a bit like saying if you were a professional singer, would that mean you would be able to speak Latin? It's like the answer is sort of like, well, you probably know a few words and
Right.
you can muddle your way through it, but or Old English is probably more closer.
Okay.
But it's still quite hard.
Be thy.
And there's funny S's
Those
and
on
like it gets all a bit confusing and
Right.
The S's are F's.
S's
Right.
are F's
Very
and O's and
I like
H's.
it.
And,
Right.
yeah.
Can I? I'm gonna try to heal the family that I believe is in the dome.
Okay, how you doing that?
I'm gonna attempt my language. I'm gonna do a performance check.
Okay.
Sort of. I mean, I don't know if I can, but I'm sort of gonna elaborately bow in the style of like when I do my Shakespearean style plays.
Okay.
Like, go!
Right?
Verily, I hail the Dor family, truly the great science of our time and the leaders in thy history. Forsooth, I hail thee, mine brethren friends, and become to payeth our respective. And I do an elaborate bow, and I play something on my new.
Let's have a performance check.
All right, let's go. Performance check. All right. 13.
13. Okay. There's a set of eyeballs or certainly faces that look at you. And for a moment, you think maybe there's some reaction, but there's none.
All right, who he is an actor.
Well, you convinced Chris Henson at least. Don't know what he's convinced of, but still,
Thanks.
good
Thanks,
show,
Chris.
Bart.
All right, who he is that did an amateur dramatics back in school.
Your detect magic goes off.
I need labels. I guess.
Yeah. So you can't really look at the blue dome.
Without going blind.
Well, it's just bright, and it's just like it's basically, and it because the magic is continuously being renewed from the two blue domes, the two blue spheres, right? There is a continuous pulsing of it, so it's almost like you're getting like the reading on a multimeter, right? So it's continuous there, so it's kind of like you're looking over it and you can't really see anything else because it's just too visible. That being said, as you look over at the two chests, you definitely get some inclination from the chest that there is some magical aura there, but the chests themselves are not magical.
Okay.
The two blue spheres, highly magical.
Okay.
Right. Beyond that, you'd have to move through the room.
Could I look at the tapestry?
You'd have to walk up to where Kie is.
Yeah. Could I sneak
And then
past?
so-
No, I can't sneak past.
No, you'd have to basically walk along and over the tombs, or you can try and fit past on the right-hand side where that little sort of suit of armor is. I don't know why I jumped Kaman up there. Sorry, I apologise. That was Barra.
I walked up to the tapestries.
There we go, that's you
You
that's
can,
up
you
there.
can see that I'm there.
Okay, I'll follow the route that Barra took.
Okay, so you sort of walk over here. and walk
Oh,
over
we're
here.
going. Okay, we go.
So I'm just looking at the tapestries. I mean, detect magic is 30 feet.
Yeah, the tapestries themselves aren't magical.
Okay, so I share the information with the party, with leaving the information that the chests contain items that are magical for last.
God, yeah.
And yes, there is something magical in the two chests.
Oh God, we should open them.
And there is a third chest in this room, and that chest also radiates magic.
There's also something magical in that
And this is
chest.
the chest it's in the top left corner.
But
So it's beyond the tapestry.
Further, there is a bookshelf to your right.
Bookshelf.
Over there.
Oh.
And that bookshelf contains at least one or two books, you can't really tell, that radiate magic as well.
Okay, and
There's a lot of magical stuff in this room.
and there's those two books. I point them out are magical also.
And finally, again, slightly further up, just to the north of these tapestries,
But wait, there's more.
there is a coffin,
Ooh.
and in that coffin, which is made of wood, and is still in one piece and looks as new as the day it would have been made,
Like,
shiny and lacquer on top of it, also radiates magic.
okay.
Mm.
Is there necromantic magic everywhere? I'm just wondering.
No, the magical type on the coffin is abjuration.
Mm-hmm.
The magical type on the dome, however, is necromantic.
Oh,
Okay, and I share this information with everyone.
so they're undead.
Well, at least it's keeping them alive. If anything.
I walk over to the bookshelf.
Mhm.
Are there titles on the side, on the spine?
There are a bunch of books. So, like all pre-industrial societies, books tended to be made, and they are individually made and made in scriptoriums, especially expensive books. So they don't tend to have titles on their sides. However, they are finely bound, heavy sort of books. There are at least 12 books, which is a sign of incredible wealth. Certainly now, anyway, in the world that we're in. And those 12 books, there's different sort of like gold inlay on black, and some of them are like black velvet, and certainly the ones that presumably you pointed out, a couple of them are magical. The ones that you pointed out are magical appear to be spotless, meaning like all the others have got a bit of age and decay and time to them, but the magical ones are like, it's like bound in black velvet. Well, that black velvet is, as if the day was made.
I just want to say here something. This seems a little bit much. We have somewhere to go. We really shouldn't tarry here.
I agree.
I'm touching one of the chests.
Which one are you touching?
The one that the one that's closest to the tapestry, which he said the thing is magic.
It is magical. All three of them.
Oh wait, is it
All
the contents?
contains magic.
So the two that are down at the bottom, right? They don't radiate a lot of strong magic, but you can feel some magic seeping out.
Alright,
from
so I go up to
okay.
them and I'm touching them.
The ones at the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you sort of head back down there, and you kind of clamber back over the two sort of like sort of stone containers. Then you make your way down to the bottom. And you touch one
Hey
the
guys,
chest.
I'm okay. I'm okay, guys.
I'm just saying that it feels that maybe we're getting sidetracked.
Is it a big keyhole in the chest?
It's a very large keyhole.
Okay, so I look inside, I cast light so that I can try and see what's inside.
So you know that thing that happens when you like put a large light source
Yeah.
into a small hole?
Yeah.
You basically just get an eyeful of
Oh
light.
shit, it's full of light. Okay, I turn off the light. I cast light on my chest, on just the corner of my cloak, and I try to shine it into the
Make an investigation roll for me.
investigation.
I was just doing that just to check. This is within the Namandan Union, right? This area.
It's highly debatable.
Okay.
Yes, in theory, because you have a flag.
Ah.
As the old phrase goes. So you have a flag, you planted it a few hundred miles to the north, and as a result, well, flags go all the way to the center of the earth, right? So based on that theory, yeah, absolutely, 100%. Based on most other theories, there hasn't been a war yet to tell you.
16.
I mean, it's definitely a keyhole.
Oh, can I cast Bless or no?
You don't guidance.
I'm not guidance.
Also,
guidance is only one. Yeah, sorry.
guidance would help, yeah.
Yeah.
No, so definitely a keyhole. Definitely a key would go in here. 16 tells you that maybe there's a trap. Maybe. Not sure. Can't tell what type, can't tell how to do anything about it, but you think, that looks like an unnecessarily complex mechanism.
Okay. Can I just go around from the other chest to try and do the same thing?
Go to the second chest?
Yeah.
Sure. Can I have another investigation roll?
Oh, okay. So again, I cast light in the corner of my cloak. I try and peek through the keyhole. 16.
This one seems maybe. I mean, it looks all right actually. Compared to the other one, this lock seems simpler.
Hi, you with the thief's tools. Come on, let's get to work.
I don't actually know how to use them, and I really must insist that I think it's a terrible idea for us to spend another moment here. There were ghouls outside.
Yes, I agree. But the thing is, this is within the Namandan Empire.
We're under the Marabanda forest.
Yes, and one other thing is, it is our job
Yeah.
to scout out and find out more about the wilderness. So, given what we found here, I think it's we should find out a little bit more. Look at all these books. A wise man once told me, 书中自有黄金屋. There's a golden house inside the books.
There is.
I think he was being figurative, but Maybe they have some clue as to, the identity of these 5 desiccated people.
Who are staring creepily at us even as we
Yes.
speak?
But we should figure out if they are a threat. And if they are, we need to report them.
Well, I don't think this chest is a threat.
Yeah, if
Maybe
you see something, say something.
See,
true.
see what?
See a chest.
Point at
It
the
can be opened.
I see whether the keyholes contain magical.
Wait, before you look
tricky
at
things.
the chest, we look at the books first, because the books are right here. Don't need to
Oh, you
open
can ask
anything.
Barra.
Oh yes,
Barra.
Barra.
Barra's much better at reading.
All right. Oh yeah. Great leader. Oh yeah.
I forget sometimes. They're
Oh,
actually
all right,
quite smart.
It's very counterintuitive.
I'll try to exert my presence more. Okay, here you go.
There are a lot of books, like I said, 12 or so on this shelf. A few of them have, the ink that they've been written with is aged and pretty much got aged to the point where you actually open the book and you realise that there's nothing to be seen.
Oh.
All right.
But there is an ancient scholarly history of Darim. There is a story called Buldar's Wrath and Other Tales for Children. There is
that's
an anthology of the migration of the Dark Peoples.
Oh, there we go.
Additionally, there is a book that's called Saydar's Tome of Military Knowledge. And additionally, there is another book called... actually, there is a interesting book that may help you, which is a translation of Daranese to Elvish.
Mm.
Oh, hang on. I say that in the manner of, does you speak Elvish?
No, but this one does.
Right, but he's not looking, is he?
I'm staring at the lock
Are
to
you there
see-
as well? Yeah, you're looking at the
Just
lock.
staring at the lock.
Right, so
Okay.
make an investigation check for me.
Is
to
this
lock.
magical?
Yeah.
Yeah, 12.
You're looking at the
I'm looking in the keyhole to see, okay, it's a trap.
right. So the one that she said is a simple mechanism, right? It doesn't appear to be magical or trapped.
Okay, and we'll stare the other one because they insisted on meeting.
Make another investigation roll.
I told you that one was complicated.
But I look at the other one, 17.
It seems complicated. It might seem a bit magical.
It's trapped and
Hey,
magical.
come over here. Right, so you just talk from the Darnese to Elvish. All right, read it.
Fine. I read it. And what do you want me to say? It's
I don't
a
know.
dictionary.
It's a dictionary.
Okay, so what do you want us to do, great leader? So in these books, there's a history of the migration of the Dars.
There's also, like I say, a third chest that's further up in the room. I don't know, Joe, do you think we can make the zoom out a tiny bit?
So, should we say hi? Well, do you want me to greet them? Do you want me to ask them questions? What do you want me to do?
So right up here in the top left, there is a third chest, and
Let's
there
go
is
look at the third chest.
as I said, a closed over mahogany coffin.
Okay. Go to the third chest, peek inside the keyhole, make an investigation check. It's a 14.
Make a perception check for me.
Am I gonna die? 13.
Awesome.
Is it is it proximity trap?
As you sort of reach out and take a look, and
No, I don't touch it.
You don't
I'm
touch it.
peeking into it. I'm peeking into
you're,
it.
peeking into it. Okay, fine. Yeah, it just seems like a chest.
Okay. This one seems fine. Right. What do you want me to say? Going back to the dictionary.
I'm not sure. I look at the third sarcophagus. Is there any sort of inscription or
So as you come
plaque
up to the
on it?
third one, there is no inscription, but it is a beautifully carved set of very, very expensive mahogany wood. And it's clearly, to put this level of carving in detail into a coffin is rare to insane. And for that wood to have then survived for the kind of time period the Barra is implying, 1,000 years or 2,000 years, maybe more, right, also equally baffling. Right? So there is something, and also recognised by the detect magic spell as well. There is something that's preserving this beautiful.
So it looks like the magic is keeping them in the dome, so they're not going to come out. So we can talk to them, or we can just make off with whatever in the chests.
Oh,
for the good of the Namandan Empire.
They could, considering there were ghouls outside, obviously,
Hmm?
there's something that could have created those ghouls. Ghouls aren't raised by themselves. Ghouls are created through necromantic magic.
You did say that the descendants of the Da that were hiding, some of them are mages, right?
Did I say
Mages
that?
and great warriors or something like that.
Oh yeah. I mean, like they were like I don't know.
So what you recalled was when the Free Cities were formed, being being one of the Daranese, like one of the Daranese nobility during the Free Cities, was not acceptable, right? Either you slapped off the Dar, right, or you kind of went into hiding, and a lot of them went to Dar in the manner of we're just going to take our toys and bugger off then. And a few of them, however, were no, you're not moving us off our ancestral lands. We own this planet, and so they chose to remain. And those either went into hiding or fought battles, and great magics were invoked. So they tended to be powerful warriors and mages, and they are contrasters.
Powerful warriors and mages.
Contrasters.
Should we greet them at least? And then
You greet them.
Give it a go. See how it goes.
Right,
In any
translate to
case-
Elvish. I don't know.
None of us can open the damn locks.
Very well.
There we go. You sort of reverse it to read the Elvish and then reverse engineer that to Daranese and then you talk to them. And play some music behind you.
I'll say in Dari's. It's going to sound a bit weird, but I'll try to translate as I speak it.
Pinky, pinky, plong, plong.
So, eminent
Pinky, pinky.
and honored individuals, we greet you.
Pinky, 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 plong.
Make an intelligence check in like a new language you've not encountered before, or an old English language as well.
Like
Plus,
English,
Could I guidance myself on this one? And
Not you, probably not on this one.
okay, intelligence. Plus 2 to this 13.
Okay, you managed to muddle through a sentence. So what did you want to say?
Eminent and honored individuals, we greet you.
Okay.
We come to seek your understanding of our mission. I say that out. Am I doing fine so far? Anything else you want me to say?
Ask if we can help in the chest.
We come in peace.
We mean you no distress or harm. We do ask if we may be able to investigate the items within these chairs.
This is a very complex sentence to try and bring across. I'm getting another intelligence check from you. If it was like, we come in peace, me, Kaman, that's one thing, right? This is a bit more complex, so go ahead.
16.
Okay, yeah, I mean, you managed to sort of construct what you think is a pretty compelling statement. A moment passes, and then another moment, and then there is a slow movement of one of their heads. So look across here, and it does so. It sort of like locks into your eyeliner vision.
Yeah, good sir.
You just hear like a very soft sort of like breeze, and there is no breeze in these cabins, but there's just a.
What does he say?
Like a wheezy asthmatic.
Read it. What do he say?
Maybe it's hard for him to say words. Can you ask him to nod? Or shake his head?
I present a silent image of the entire Daranese alphabet. Solution. Okay. I grab some intan.
Ouija board.
This is the entire Daranese alphabet. And I say, good sir, please point at the letters to form words for us, if you please.
Another moment passes, and
Need some intan for that.
I would like you to make a perception roll, and I'd like you to make it. This is just going to be Edward's character, so Kaman only. Make a perception roll. You're making it with disadvantage, please.
Disadvantage.
Because it's in a different language and a whole bunch of other things.
Oh, 20.
Very nice, very good. So you hear.
Where the
That moment when the players.
where the mirror?
Oh, there.
We haven't
We
seen the
are
mirror.
the mirror. We are.
We are the mirror.
We are the mirror. We are.
Where the mirror? I don't know.
Where the mirror?
We are the mirror. Is that check in Daramis? We are
Oh.
back on the wheelchair. We are the mirror, or where the mirror? One or two. Where the mirror?
I
Where? As in,
look
like,
around to see if there is a mirror in this room.
Make a perception roll. Investigation, by the way.
Nah.
I
I delegate.
Yeah, I know. I can't.
Oh yeah, oh I love it. Oh yeah. Oh, here we go.
Where's the mirror,
I'll run to the
Barra?
rescue.
Where's the mirror?
I know where all the mirrors are. I don't know about you. Yeah,
Have you been staring at them all the time?
Yeah, well, I like sort of like what I see inside. I don't know about you, sort of stuff. Kind of.
Are you sure you didn't take cook because there was some good roasting there?
So there was an investigation, is it?
Yeah.
19.
19 for where the mirror.
It doesn't take very long, and you realise that actually, once you kind of step through the sort of the tattered sort of pieces, and you've had a look at the other, like say this coffin, that actually a little glint catches at the corner of your eye as you kind of move, and you do see there is on the back side of one of these walls, there's a mirror that's sort of about yay big, so like maybe 15, 20 centimeters sort of wide, and then about 30 centimeters high.
Check myself out. Yeah, looking good, Bazza.
How big is the mirror?
What?
As you look into the mirror, can I get a wisdom
yeah.
saving throw, please?
Oh,
Shit.
we're crossing the streams.
Don't.
Yeah, Casey and Chris. Yeah, we're crossing the streams. In the mirror.
Wisdom. Oh.
Oh, plus 0.
Oh.
Oh, 18.
Okay. You
Keep
look into this mirror and see your beautiful face.
Yeah. All right, that's what I'm talking about. Sorry, did someone say something?
Wear it. He said to wear it.
Do I get any? Because with my Arcana, do I get any? I don't feel anything from the mirror.
You,
It's a great mirror.
you looked at it, and the moment you looked at it, and you're like, yeah, God damn, I look good.
How you two
Damn.
guys.
God damn, in the middle of nowhere, like yeah, she's covered in
Yeah, that's-
ghoul gunk, but god damn, you look good.
That's a sight for sore eyes.
As I see Barra do that, my detect magic's still on. Is the mirror within range?
Yeah, mirror's magical.
What sort of magic?
What a great question.
Divination? Evocation.
I memorized explosive rune.
I would say that this mirror has a enchantment
Enchantment.
with a smattering of alteration.
Oh, enchantment. Hey, Barra, can you wear the mirror?
Oh, I'll try. I'm going sort of like, sorry, good looking, and sort of like touch the mirror.
I mean, you touch the mirror.
I try and lift the mirror. How heavy is it?
Maybe weighs like a kilo. It's not like a very heavy mirror. It's like a heavy metal kind of edge to it and stuff.
I'm sort of carrying it.
And you can take it off the wall if you.
I take it off the wall and I walk back to the party. This is considered wearing the mirror. Sort of put it on my head.
I take it from
So
you.
for all of you that look at Barra as she picks the mirror up and puts it on her head, I would like you all to make wisdom saving throws, please.
Doesn't matter, guys.
That's all of us, right? Wisdom, right?
Yes, please.
15.
Hold on. Oh no.
13.
That is not good.
No, yeah, no.
13?
Very
13.
not good.
So,
Yrsa?
8.
Hmm.
Try that.
Well, that was unexpected. Okay, so a moment passes, and then Barra, you look around and you're like, where the fuck is everyone?
What? Like everyone's gone?
Yes. Well, gone is an interesting word because as you look around and you look towards the blue dome, you see that there aren't just 5 sat figures in the blue
shit.
dome. There are now 3 additional figures. And we'll just literally flash pause time there for you as you come in and you come into a room which is similar but different with a blue dome inside it, and you hear a commanding voice said, "I was saying to beware the bloody mirror, you fools!"
Oh.
Oh!
Right.
Oh! Right!
So I'm just sort of like with the mirror on my head. I'm like, well, guys.
You said beware the mirror. It's cursed.
Danger!
I am wearing the mirror. Well, I don't even understand.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you just hear,
But
I put up a silent image. Mirror is cursed.
You don't see it? You can do it. You think you're putting up a silent
I'm
image.
putting up a silent image.
what are you doing?
So now
You just
all
see-
the creatures.
His
We're
head
inside.
turn and look at you. But he's still stood there, but his head turns and look at you.
Is it turning slowly?
Similar kind of space to the other ones.
Right. When they speak, it's not in Elvish, right? Because
You don't hear them. You just hear, or you hear, what's that?
What's your Taranis?
Wait, we're inside the dome.
Mm-hmm.
And he's talking in normal speech,
Mhm.
normal time.
Mm-hmm.
Do we look like them now?
You can't. You don't know what you look like. You look like you right now inside the dome. And the them is there are 5 people sat at this table, 3 men, 2 women. They are wearing a mixture of clothing, some of whom appear to be, in studded leather, one of whom seems to be in full plate, another of whom seems to be wearing, various robes. And they all sort of look and they say, well done.
Well, on the
She-
bright side, we can talk normally now.
Great. That's going to do us a lot of good. We exhausted our speech a couple of centuries ago. But yes, absolutely. The pricey is nothing we say seems to be able to go outside the dome. Anything we do say, we're able to get people's attention. It seems just enough to entice them into this particularly nasty honeypot.
So were all of you stuck here at the same time, or were some of you latecomers?
No, we're all from. And you get a bunch of different responses here from people. But yeah.
What do I see? What's happening in the dome?
You just see the 3 of them stood and almost like in that sort of patriarchy type picture of there's a sort of somebody stood there and then the wife and the daughter is stood next to them and the person is sat down in the seat. So there's basically for each of these people on the throne, there's a person on the throne, and to the right of that throne you now see Kiego standing there, and then one of the other seats you go and see it's not correlated to what's happening inside.
Right. So I'm shouting, come out of there, come on, don't muck about.
So I'm going to try and sign to her, but I'm not sure what she's gonna see lah.
That's it. She just sees you stood by there. You do see her head looking at you.
Okay, cool. Okay. So how long have you been stuck in here? Do they look desiccated?
No, they look like people.
Okay, cool.
They look. So there's 5 folks in here. There's 3 men. There's 2 women. They appear to be of a range of different races, mostly human-ish. So no one that appears to be dragonborn. There's a couple of folks that appear to be nominally human.
Right.
A couple of folks that might be nominally elven.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
they mentioned a couple of centuries.
I'm messaging across.
Oh yeah.
Are you strong?
Well, I'm just burying. If you
What?
could just give me a couple of minutes. I was just finishing to.
No. But
to bury my-
are you strong?
What do you mean?
As much as I've got great abs, I'm not very strong. I think we looked in the mirror and a bunch of my friends got transported into some kind of weird hologram type dome in there. And it's a long story. I'm trying to smash a mirror.
So just
I don't want you looking at it, like, because you might be teleported somewhere. Are you a strong person?
all right. So look, I didn't get the half of that.
Are you
What I
strong?
heard was magical mirror.
Magical mirror, and our friends have been just like trapped somewhere inside of the magical mirror.
But half a second later, walking through
No,
the
no,
door.
no, no, no,
you
no!
see-
Come here. I go to the door. I go
You
to
see
the
a
door.
grass.
I go to the door. I'm like, okay. So
What the bloody hell's going
hang
on here?
hang on. I sort of like rip off part of my clothing. You know, can never have too little clothing. You know, that's what I always say. All right, tie it around his eyes. All right, so you can't look in this mirror. All right. So anyway.
Why don't you just put the mirror face down and let me fucking see what's going on?
Yeah, good idea. All right, so no, don't look. Close your eyes, okay? Don't peek. No peeking. All right, turn over the mirror. All right, yeah. So this mirror.
Yeah, there's a moment where you say, are you done then? And
Yeah,
he sort of
no.
rips this thing off and he
Yeah,
goes,
you can
what fucking stupid idea was that?
Well,
But
no, but look at that. I mean, it's like kind of fashionable.
where are your
Anyway.
friends?
They're inside the mirror. Look. Like, so they looked in the mirror and then they sort of disappeared and they went in there. So I'm going to smash the mirror and I'm going to try, but I'm not very strong because apparently I'm really smart. So I don't get trapped in the mirror. Like I told them I was smart. They didn't believe me. Anyway, I'm going to try and smash the mirror now. And you can close your eyes, and if I don't manage to smash the mirror, then hey, could I borrow that? No, I don't have proficiency with it, do I? Okay. We're going to look for something heavy. Do you own heavy things?
There are many potentially heavy things you can use.
Some of these things are magic.
There's a chest. There's another chest.
The magic shit.
There's
All right, you close your eyes now.
But actually, in fairness, probably in your pack, there's like a hammer or various other things
I've
like
got
that.
some sort of, what do I have in my pack? I've got a disguise kit. I've got things like I've got a torch. Okay, I'm going to try and bludgeon the mirror to pieces. with
He
my
sort of
torch.
reaches into a pocket and then pulls out like a billy club mace thing and goes, just use that.
All right, I'm going to try.
It's a simple weapon, so you're proficient in it.
All right, I'm proficient in this weapon. I've seen this before. Close your eyes.
What? Why?
Because if you look in the mirror, you might get transported inside, and I don't want that to happen to you. Because we're mates, even though we insult my mother.
All right,
All right, close your eyes, no peeking.
sure. I'll turn my back.
Good.
So he turns his back.
Okay, I flip open the mirror. Hey, they're good looking. Sorry,
Can you make wisdom saving throw, please?
Oh!
Oh, really?
Yeah, you look straight back in the mirror again.
Okay,
See what vanity does.
19.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
So you're looking again. You
shit.
look great. You've
Plus
no idea.
Zero
You've no idea why.
Plus
You-
zero modifier.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. Honestly, it's like of all of the people, it's like awesome. Like you've got the wisdom of 10, and I'm
Oh,
sitting there
man.
going,
You are good-looking fucker.
it's a great.
Oh, I'm
play.
sorry I got to do this to you.
His ego is more powerful than the magic of the mirror.
I'm taking the billy club. Oh, I'm sorry, handsome bugger! I smashed the mirror with it.
All right, so let us see if we can do make an attack roll. It shouldn't be too hard, but make an
Okay.
attack roll.
What is my proficiency? Should I add a... Okay.
Yeah, you just add your proficiency bonus to it. So it'll be it's a strength oriented weapon. So you add your strength bonus and you add your proficiency to it. Sure, so you just add your proficiency then.
5!
Well, so as you whack the mirror, you sort of are aiming for yourself, but god damn, you're such a handsome man. You can't like what if it actually like hit you?
Alright.
So you swerve at the last minute and then slam it into the dirt.
Oh, man. I couldn't do it. I'm sorry. Just too good looking. Alright. Close your eyes. Alright. Okay. I'm sorry. I got to pull... I tear up in the piece of my clothing. Alright. I got to do this to you. Alright. Akras. Alright. This is for your own good.
What? I've had my back turned. What the fuck are you doing now?
No. Alright, so I'm going to turn you around.
You are a fucking weirdo.
I am a fucking weirdo. I'm going to turn you around. I'm going to put the billy club back in your hands. Alright, and I take his hands and I sort of guide them towards the mirror. Alright? You got to do this because I can't do it.
It's a
Alright?
piñata. What's going on?
And you got
This kind of family, you get strange people.
So I rolled with disadvantage, and the lower of these dice is a 4, and He has an incredibly good to hit bonus, but still, that does not get
Oh,
anywhere
God!
near the AC required.
Yes.
As he kind of waves it around, and he's going, "What the bloody hell are you doing? It's not a fucking Christmas party."
Alright. Oh my god, okay, I gotta risk it. Are you a what?
Do we see what's happening outside?
Yeah, 100%.
What the shit?
You're like, you
Monsters
basically see
swing.
her playing pin the tail on the donkey with the grass.
What
What is going on? I'm a boy. Alright, Dan. First, are you a wise person?
Oh no.
Am I what?
Are
Am
you
I
a
what?
wise person? Would people say you're a wise person?
I will tell you, this is the strangest fucking conversation I've had today,
No,
which
you're
honestly
a
is
wise
reasonable. But
Just beat it from the back. Turn it around and beat it.
Well, you know, I'm gonna,
you get none of that.
alright, you know what? I'm gonna try and shoot it with an arrow. So, with your blindfold on, I'm gonna just hold up the stand behind it.
He's like, I'm not having this nonsense. This is complete rubbish.
No!
What is it you're trying to do with this
I'm
bloody
gonna
thing?
smash the mirror.
All right, he
No!
takes his thing off, right? And he looks at the mirror
Oh shit.
Isn't it face down?
and disappears.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I told you!
And the mirror falls, and he goes, "What the fuck?" And then there's a moment later as he appears with you guys, and he goes, "What the?"
Why did you look in the mirror? He gave you a blindfold! Why did you look in the mirror?
Why did he give me a fucking blindfold? He could have just. But he could have just turned the mirror away and said, "We need to destroy this
Why
mirror."
did you turn it away?
He didn't explain any of that to me. He played pin the tail on the fucking donkey with me, and then mentioned something about. Anyway, oh motherfucker!
Yeah, these guys have been in here for 2 centuries.
Yrsa is raging and trying to smash the globe with her axe. God damn it!
Alright.
Noted that you're raging here.
I'm gonna try something.
Uh-huh.
Because I can see them, right? I'm just gonna try and message them. Alright. Yrsa? Can you hear me?
I'm
Moving
smashing.
really slowly.
Ooh, make an Arcana check for me.
I'm not breaking eye contact with the mirror.
Gotcha. It's more.
You're
It's
really
more
good
about
looking.
like, you know.
Alright. 14.
14. You can. Yeah. So send your message through. Who are you sending it to, and what you sending?
Yrsa, you're my favourite person in the party. So I'm feeling kind of lost right now. I'm all alone. Everybody left me. Trying to smash this fucking mirror. You got any tips?
Just smack it on the ground!
So this is what you hear.
Yeah.
You hear, Yrsa, favorite mirror lost. Tips?
Smash it on the fucking ground!
You hear ground.
Oh, you always a smart one, Yrsa. Alright, so, can I don't know, because obviously as a player I hear it. I hear ground. So I'm gonna try.
Yeah, yours. Barra is incredibly intelligent in a special kind of way, right? But incredibly
Special kind of
intelligent. A lot of
Alright.
book learning. So you go ground.
Oh, message received here, so I'm gonna try. So without breaking eye contact with the mirror, I'm sorry, handsome bugger. I'll lift it up and I smash it on the ground as much as I can. Alright, can
Sure. Make a strength roll for me.
oh, for fuck's sake.
You can try singing at it.
Sing a song.
Oh god. Should I bardic inspiration myself?
Unfortunately, you can't. I don't think. I think that's one of the
Alright.
restrictions of what
Yeah.
inspiration
By
is. It's
myself.
another party member. Yeah.
Right, here we go. 17.
As you slam it on the ground, roll 1d4 plus your strength modifier.
Which is
Yeah.
like freaking 0.
So 1d4 damage.
2.
The mirror cracks.
Alright.
Again.
That
Do we
worked,
see this? Do we
Yrsa.
see this? Yes! Do it again! Again!
You see her smashing the mirror.
Alright, I'm gonna try it again.
And turn to the rest of the people. Has anyone smashed the mirror ever before?
Nope.
Alright.
Not that we've been here. Most people have listened to our warning and joined us.
It's a 9.
So what happens if the mirror breaks and then it takes all of us?
With it.
I'm probably worried about that. I hadn't thought about that.
So
I'm worried about that too. Oh no. Don't smash the mirror! Don't smash the mirror! The couple of the other people say, and you hear, "Wear the
I tried that.
mirror."
I'm not wearing it. Right, God, I rolled a 9. It's not.
It's a hit.
Oh, it's a hit.
Oh, sorry, it's a strength check. So, yes, not enough. You hit it, and actually your wrist hurt.
Oh no. Right, okay, I'm gonna try. You know what? I'm gonna try and thunderwave it, right? Because I love you guys. I don't tell you that often enough. So here we go. Oh, thunderwave. The mirror is the safe.
Yeah, I would like to know what direction you're thunder waving.
Thunderwaving in the direction back towards it came, from which I took it. So I placed it. I'm like, all right, you were here. If I smash you against the wall, I guess they won't.
So you're putting it back to where you took it off the wall. You're putting it back on the wall,
Yeah.
and then you're thunder waving it against that wall. So just to be clear, and we don't have the map back up at the moment, but
Oh no.
what else is Barra gonna get on that?
It might
Awesome.
be the balls.
Yeah, Lonely Island was totally right.
I mean,
on the ground.
I'm gonna make sure that I don't thunderwave it towards the coffin. Any of the magical things which are.
Sure. Okay. So basically, the thunder wave is going to go against the dome. Is the current problem, right? So you're basically pointing this way.
Right. So I mean, if I think it's gonna go against the dome, basically I try and place it in a direction where I won't thunderwave it against any glowing things or any of the
Okay.
things that Barra mentioned were magical, like the chests or the coffins. Kaman mentioned were magical, like the chests or coffins. So actually, you know what? I freaking stand on the because I saw what's her name? I saw Kie stand on the coffin sarcophagi before, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I stand on it and I just like thunder wave it into the ground.
Gotcha. Okay. So let's put you about here,
Chibabo.
and
I'm sorry. Look.
you pop it on the ground. You threw it on the ground, and then you thunder wave it on the ground. So what?
2d8.
2d8. Do it.
You can't save, right?
No,
It's a mirror.
it's a mirror.
Nice. Gentle dodging.
Freaking 4 damage.
Really? Oh
Yeah.
my god, so sad. It shatters more.
Right. My God. All right. You're gonna use my. I'm gonna use my. I still have the club, right? The
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna club you again. I'm angry now. If I could rage, I would rage. Ah!
You know, he's an idiot. Like an actual idiot.
At least you didn't.
You don't talk about my best man that way, okay?
I'm just telling
He's
you.
a good person. He tries his best. He's smarter than he looks.
Sure, I can see that.
He's either our best hope or our
12,
doom
12.
at the moment.
Cool. So you
We're not
smash it
sure.
and like roll a d4 again.
I'm really not sure what's gonna happen
Why?
with the mirror breaks.
All right. I'm not really good at this. I'm taking out my.
So I'm just gonna like fast forward. Sorry, how are you gonna
My
do it?
rapier. I'm like,
Yeah.
fucking Philistine weapons. I'm a swordsman. I trained. 19 plus 22.
That's a hit, of course. Yeah,
Is that
D
crit on a
damage.
rapier?
Yeah, I think so.
Is it-
1920, right?
Is it really? I don't know. We'll check that, but roll your damage anyway.
rapier 1d8 plus 1. Why didn't I think of this earlier?
Indeed.
Okay, because one. Do I do roll? I'll double the damage dice.
I don't know that 19's a crit.
It's alright. I'll just roll my.
No, it's just a regular. It's just regular weapon.
Freaking, it's 1
Yeah.
plus 1, so it's 2.
Okay, so I'm just gonna let you have it that you poke this thing eventually, and after a bit of game of like bum 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 bum, you finally manage to do the 12 points of damage you had to do to it in total, and you finally go ping, and then there's a moment where you're like ha 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 as the mirror shatters and the dome stays up. But
Yeah.
the illusion that they're all sat there and not doing anything, right, disappears. And now you can see everybody. You can see 1, 2, 3, plus you can
Right.
see across there. And then the 4 kind of like semi-desiccated people that were in the chairs, boom, they're replaced with these 3 men and 2 women who are sat there in different periods of armor. But the translucency around the dome fades, and it's now a transparent, thick blue glow, exactly the same as the 2 orcs.
Okay, we're still alive.
And you can hear them clearly.
Alright,
We're
guys.
still alive.
Alright, come out!
KC points out a very good point, which is crits in 5E is only 20 unless you have a class feature.
Yeah.
Thank you, KC.
Thumbs up.
Cheers.
Alright.
I don't. Can we leave? Yrsa is still bashing.
Fucking stupid magic shit! Oh, this gunning out here!
So
we
you drop out of
rage,
your rage
yeah.
because you didn't take any damage and you haven't
Yeah.
done any damage in that
That's
time.
I'm
Make
just
an,
raging like.
you're just angry.
Yeah.
He's lost your shit instead. Make an Arcana check for me.
Arcana. Oh wow. 23.
This is some form of magical barrier that's made out of force.
Right.
It's a force barrier, meaning that you're not going to be able to beat your way through it. You need to figure out how to disable it.
Those globes. We have to disable those globes. Can you understand us now?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, great, perfect. Disable the globes.
Okay. What, do I stick my hand in them?
Break them.
Break the globes?
Move them. Break them.
Oh.
Hit them. Something.
Alright, hit the globes. Alright, yes, I'm just gonna listen to you on this.
I guess that's worth a try. I know those fucking things are powering this fucking thing.
Okay,
somehow.
old people in there. Like, what do you think? Think I should break the globes? Did you try breaking the globes before? Old people? 5 old people?
Damn it.
Oh, sorry, you were talking to me. I was like, okay, well, fair enough. But no,
Are any of them hot?
Priority.
Rolls 46. Removes slowest number.
yes.
Oh,
Now,
okay, yeah,
so
how are you doing? Oh my god, I'm sorry, I didn't pay attention to you before. Anyway, what would you want me to do?
So the general answer is no. No one tried smashing them. We all thought it was an obvious trap and decided not to do that.
I'm going to try now, and that would make me look really kind of heroic in your eyes, wouldn't it?
Just smash the globes. please.
All right, yeah, I mean, since you asked so nicely. All right, this might take a while. Okay, I go to
Do I
the
really want to watch this?
I go to the globe closest to me, and I mean, I use my rapier, which I'm the most powerful with. Okay, here we go. It's D12. All right, there we
While
go.
she's rolling.
Yeah, I decided to try my Misty Step
Ooh.
outside of the dome. To
Okay.
teleport outside of the dome.
13, by the way.
Gotcha, 13. So your 13 hits one of the globes. So
roll
roll
damage.
for damage, please.
Yeah.
While you do that, you take a moment, you focus, and then you feel a sort of a fey presence from your wanderings through the woods and your discussions with some of the yokai as you play. I think earlier in your youth, whenever you develop these sort of like abilities, right? And there's this moment passes, and you just will yourself to move through the other world instead of this one, and you sort of disappear from around you guys, and then where is it you're reappearing? You can move up to I think 60 foot minutes. You said
30.
30. Okay, so 30 feet. So pretty much anywhere you want to in that room.
Oh! Close to the door.
So you disappear, and you kind of. Like in Lord of the Rings, where you put the ring on and you appear in like the ring, the sort of like the Wraith world type thing, and so it's a bit like that. You're like you pass into the Shadow Realm, and then you sort of walk your way past it, and this sort of heavy wall of force is just like completely irrelevant to you as you step through it, and no time passes, and a moment later you guys blink your eyes, and Kie is gone, and you see her at the other side of the
Oh,
door.
Kie! And I run to Kie and I give her a hug. Kie, my second favorite person in the party. Oh, Kie! All right. So
She has this ability to
what they said.
just move
Great.
sometimes.
Kia, can you please smash the dam?
All right. So I
Globes?
did 7 damage
Okay.
to one of them.
And one of them shatters.
Oh, all right, there we go. Oh, we can take them all.
I can take the next one.
Oh, how many of them are there? 3?
Two.
Where is the next
I'll
one?
help you.
Which one did you
Where is
shatter?
it? Yeah.
The
can I
one
see?
closest to me, which is
That'll be the one with the blank name on the.
yeah, I guess.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
All right. Well, I guess we should both go to that one.
Okay.
Just to back you up. The second favorite person in the party.
How far is it away from me?
It's not far. You can walk over.
It's not running away.
Yeah.
All right. So, you
It's
want to roll
sarcophagus.
initiative on this one, or should we both go together? I'm
We
an,
can go together.
I'm an excellent swordsman.
Sure.
So, here we go. I'm rolling again.
Ready?
Okay, cool.
I rolled an 18
Plus
for attack.
Both hit.
Plus your
Plus 7.
2 damage.
And that's a 21.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
both hit.
You're smashing it with
Which
your
one?
Six damage.
You are the-
Six?
damage, yeah.
Plenty.
Oh, wait, I'm using my short sword.
No,
Oh,
the square one. Yeah. On the
6.
So you both like one hand like slams into it from one
Oh,
side,
yeah.
and at the same point the
Teamwork.
ranger slams into it.
Yeah, oh my god, yeah, I'm getting along.
As this wall of force just disapparates and the dome goes, and a really awful thing happens.
Oh no.
A bit like Indiana Jones in the end of like the I think it's actually Raiders of the Lost Ark also. No, sorry, it's the third movie with Sean Connery. You know, it's the Cup for Carpenter, the Cup for Carpenter. But a couple of these folks just begin to age super rapidly.
Oh no.
They don't die. I mean, but it's just almost like the causality they've managed to stay away from for whatever
no,
reason
they're not hot
just
anymore.
catches up with them, and they're sort of like they're now substantially older.
Oh,
like-
man.
Yeah,
That's
they're,
so hot.
whatever form they were in as adventurers, they're now sort of geriatrics.
Oh,
Age is just a number.
sorry.
Mm.
Yeah,
Still beautiful.
you're
on
free
the inside.
now. Okay, well, are they free?
I mean, they're sort of stood there, checking and looking at things, and they're a bit uncertain as to what the fuck's going on.
Oh, try and come out. Come out. Oh, my favourite person in the party. It's not you, come on. Yrsa, come out.
You did it! You did it, you sons of bitches!
Oh,
Good
yeah,
job! So good! Rush out, fist bump, chest bump, all the bumps.
Yeah, and there's again sort of Akras is there just looking at everything, going, "What the fuck is going on here?" And then he sort of just stops and starts looking at these people, as they are also sort of looking at you, and then one of them says, "What year is it?" The answer to it just 47.
47?
And then the other one looks over and goes, 47? 47. Okay, that's not too bad. It's only been about 40 years for me, I think. That's confusing, but I guess
What's your life expectancy?
they're the ones looking at their hands going that they look, 40 years older or whatever. They're certainly sort of looking at their hands like they've aged. The others are like 47. That doesn't make sense. All of them, all the other four, they're like 47 is not that is not a number that makes sense to me in
What is
various ways.
What year do you remember? Or what major event?
Well, we had the second sundering. After the second sundering was the Centuries of Darkness. So and you kind of get the impression as you talk with the four of them, I'm not going to do each one in turn, you get the impression that there's sort of a smattering of them as you're coming out of the end of the Age of Darkness. So somewhere between 300 to 400 years is when most of the folks that got stuck here got stuck, except for one of them who seems to have got stuck about 50 years ago.
Right. Is there still a blue glow anywhere?
There's no blue glow on the dome has fallen. You smashed these two.
Alright. Is your magic still on?
Detect magic?
Yeah.
Has it been 10 minutes?
Because of the peculiar nature of this dome, no.
Oh, okay. So my detect magic's still on.
Is there anything keeping them alive?
And look at them.
They are, I wouldn't say bedecked, but they have a range of magical items. One of them has an incredibly bright magical sword.
No, I guess her question was, is there some sort of magic effect on them?
Not that you can see. No.
Whisper. They're just, it's entropy.
Oh man, they were hot.
Just get the impression they're not entirely human, though.
Sorry?
You get the impression they're not entirely human. As in, they're human-looking, but there's maybe the fact they've aged, but they haven't died after
Right.
300 years. It's sort of like maybe they're elves, maybe they're half elves, maybe there's something else, maybe there's
I
something.
do ask them, so would you be able to find your way out of here? I asked the 5 individuals.
They all look at each other and then look at you and go, well, we've had a few hundred years to get to know each other, so we don't really know you. But I appreciate you helping us get out. That's helpful.
No, hey,
But I don't know. I mean, we need some bait. Like, I don't even recognize your insignia. Who are you? Where are you from? Then looks over at the orc and then goes, yeah. And you're wearing different uniform to them, so.
Oh man, it's a small world, isn't it?
There's a really long story.
Yeah, it's a long story. I can sing it to you if you want. But tell you what, you have a lockpick.
One of them sort of looks inside a boot and pulls out a lockpick.
Can you use it?
Yes.
Oh yeah, can you help us
I mean,
open that chest?
Though
over
in
there?
fairness, and their hands are a little.
I don't
So-
suppose a healing spell would help.
I don't suppose it would.
Oh,
It might be trapped too.
I want that one that wasn't trapped. That one was simple. Come on.
So, but I one of them sort of like a slightly more elderly looking gentleman, sort of like hair has gone from being actually quite lustrous black to actually quite white, like a shock of white hair, but still with a somewhat refined sense, right? It's just mostly looking at the changes to their physicality. Like a lot of them are just processing, right? He sort of goes, well, I suppose I could do that. I suppose.
Yeah, that would be good. Maybe there's something in there that can help you.
I mean, if you need help, you did assist me, and you assisted these fine people, so I could try.
Yeah, what do you think, Yrsa?
Yeah, I think it's only fair.
You do want to check for traps first.
It's the appearance of time that I appear to have onboarded. Not that much in the way of.
Yeah, come on.
But I appreciate the suggestion. As he sort of like
Ages.
walks over to one of the
That one looks like it's the safest.
He goes, well, it doesn't look trapped to me. And he pops it open, like literally kind of like twiddles inside for a minute.
Alright, the stuff inside might be magical.
Pops it open, and he goes, well, it's open now, and then walks back.
What do we see in there?
In this one, there is, and you open the chest, and there appear to be 2 potion bottles.
Come over here.
There is a large velvet cloth within which is contained seems like a large velvet cloth anyway, within which or under which is contained a bright sword.
Hey,
That's it.
what do you see?
What does detect magic tell me about these items?
It tells you there's a bright sword and 2 magic potions.
2 magic potions, 1 sword, lightly glowing, lightly magical.
Dibs on the potions.
The problem with those 2 other chests is I think they may be trapped. Don't know if we want to try them. And that coffin definitely has issues.
Okay, you guys who have been here for hundreds of years, did you see who went in there?
One of them sort of looks at you and goes, no, I think we probably were doing what you were doing, which is being paranoid and looking around to see what was going on. Then whoever looked here first, and they look around and then they see the sort of like the sort of one in the arcane mage robes, so like a very elderly lady who sort of looks around and goes, I didn't see who it was, but the party that I came down with, well, they had to leave, I think, in the end. They spent almost 6 months trampling backwards and forwards trying to free me, and in the end there was nothing they could do.
Oh, hey, we did that.
Yeah. Teamwork.
Teamwork.
I think it's because I had the fucking brains.
Shit.
She's like, what? Brain.
Well, I mean, they're all dead now, so it's fine.
Right, yeah.
Do we want to try to open those 2 boxes? They may be dangerous.
Well, who wants his sword?
In the meanwhile, the other 5 of them have all just sort of chatted with each other and had a moment. And the one that was sort of like the most youthful, the one that's only had 40 or 50 years, sort of and they sort of nod and they say, well, if it's all right with you, I think we're going to take our leave and try to figure out our way through the world. We've had some time to get to know each other, so perhaps we will perhaps we'll meet again one day. Well, maybe we won't, but you'll have our thanks.
Hey, you want to come with us? Like, there's a friend here, the orc here, is going to take us out to the other side.
No, we have other methods. It's,
Yeah, you still got that lockpick, right? You want to?
here, please, you may have it.
I know, but I don't know how to use it. All right.
Yeah, neither do I actually.
No.
You wish for me to? It would not. And he looks over and says, "Amira, do you mind?" And the elderly lady says, "No. I mean, they're certainly entitled to whatever boons they wish, and if that's what they want, then that's fine. I mean, that's what we can offer." So, again, so I would be happy to help, and so wanders over to the next. One down at the bottom left, I think is what
Okay,
you're
that was a
saying.
bit magical. Be careful.
And he,
It's got a trap.
Might have a trap.
he says, "No, it seems fine to me."
Okay.
So, remarkably, he,
Oh shit.
well, so again, and look behind the DM's mirror here, as it were. So I thoroughly failed the investigation roll, but I natural 20'd the sleight of hand check for the opening the lock, right? So he kind of says, "Oh, absolutely nothing wrong with this," and goes pop, and as it pops, the lid opens out, right? And as it does so, a
Oh shit.
of magical acid sprays out.
Oh no.
Is anybody? I think you're all out of the range of it, except for this one chap who.
Oh no.
Who goes? God, fucking bugger! That hurts. That hurts. As he sort of like is dealing with and there's a moment where you're all sort of looking around and
Actually.
yeah. One of the others says, "Does someone have anything, water or something or anything?"
Prestidigitation. Does that work for removing the acid?
I mean, it will allow you to clean a surface.
I think my water skin.
Okay, so between a combination of prestidigitation and acid, you've taken strong acid, you made it weak acid. That's awesome, and you've now
and then healing word.
and then you're prestidigitating it off, and so you managed to deal with the immediate, impact of melting his face.
Healing word.
And then healing word.
Yeah, and so like he now has
Correct the implant.
he now has a heavily scarred face, but his eyes are still functioning. It's all
no.
but he's clearly been subject to it. He goes, maybe my memory is a bit affected by the passage of time. I thank you for the healing. Perhaps that third one is a bit beyond me.
All right. Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah.
No, nothing for you to apologise. I was sure there was nothing.
No. Hey, yeah, no.
I was sure there was nothing.
Go, bro. Hey.
I used to do that a lot. And then there's a few kindly words from the others, and they say, if there's anything else we can do for you, but
No, I think that.
Enjoy your lives. Your life.
oh, that's actually a great point. And one of them, the mage lady again, reaches into her pocket, and she takes it and says, "Who is the leader here?" And she hands you a small, simple locket.
Thank you.
And as you look at this locket, it's made of a little bit of silver. It's about the size of a silver dollar, so like an oversized coin, and it has a sheath of wheat on it, and a little hole in which through which goes the little medallion, the thong. And she says, "I have carried that for a long time, so I'll be able to find it again. So once we have resettled ourselves, I'll be in touch just to say thanks and see how you're doing. Because this is not enough thanks, but I think we could all use a rest and a chance to figure out what the hell's going on."
Yeah, of course.
What are your names?
I am Yrsa.
Yrsa?
TA.
Kie?
I'm Baza.
Basta?
Barra, but you can call me Barra. Baza for short.
Baza?
Yeah, Baza.
And I'm Kaman, and we are members of the Marabandan Forest Survey Team 3.
3.
We're part of the
Survey
Namandan
Team
Union.
3.
We're part of the Namandan Union.
The Namandan Union.
Look, if you need somewhere to rest up, if you keep going in that direction, there's a bunch of friendly fire newts who'll try and make you buy some tea.
Good tea.
Huh.
Going the other direction,
Good tea.
it goes up to the river, we believe.
I thank you all for your time and
Oh, man.
for your assistance.
Feel
That is,
bad about your face. Like it's
His
not
face,
really healing potions.
yes, we will. Good luck.
Alright, he's still
And
hot.
they sort of reach out. This lady sort of reaches out to two of them, and then they sort of reach out to each other and reach out to the other. And then the moment passes, and then she bows her head, says a word, stops for a moment, and goes, yeah. And there's a quick exchange of something. She puts something in her mouth, bites it off, does it again, says a word, and they disappear.
Oh, shit. Man.
Could have asked them to teleport us out.
Oh, yeah, we could have.
Yes, you could have.
Oh, shit. I got screaming to the necklace. Hey, hello.
But
Come
then
back.
the chests.
Yeah, the chest.
I mean, the guy got his face burnt off to open it. It's the least we can do.
Oh,
See
yeah,
what's
that's true.
inside?
Yeah, what's in the chest? Ah!
Open the chest.
The third one?
No,
the one that
the
was
second
open
one.
there.
The second one. Okay. Within the second one, you find a there is a sort of heavy set of ring mail. There is
Ring mail.
there is another velvet cloth, heavy velvet cloth, and within which is wrapped a figurine, a medium-sized figurine of a stone temple lion. Like, you know, the sort of like a temple lion.
Is there a magical label upon the lion? And the,
Oh, is it glowing? Is it glowing to you?
It is very much glowing.
What sort of magic is it?
Transmutation, or it's transmutation with a mix of conjuration, and there is a magical runic sigil kind of, you know, ink written on the back, but you can't see more than that.
I suspect this one summons us a creature of some sort, and the ring mail.
Would you have seen something like that before? It's just otherwise it's just a magical statue to you.
Oh, okay.
Well.
I suppose this is a command word. It might give us something.
Like command things.
He is very good at figuring out what things do. So we can leave it with her and
Okay.
she can figure it out. Once a day. She can figure out one thing.
Oh, yeah.
And well, there's a suit of armor too.
So,
There's one more chest, and I don't think any of us know how to use
Maybe we can blow it up.
these. I hold up the thieves' tools.
that is true. We could brutes 40.
Is it
What
really?
if-
It's true.
If it's
Yeah,
really,
but
is it really
what if-
magical?
What if acid comes out again?
That is also true.
Is it really magical?
What is really
The
magical?
last chest.
Well, there was something magical in it.
In it? What about the chest itself?
The chest is fine.
Was it? Was it fine?
Yeah, the last chest was fine, right, Ramji?
Last chest gave off magical aura.
Oh, the chest gave over magical.
I mean, it's hard to tell, right? Certainly, like with the earlier ones, the magic inside them was there and it was leaking out the chest. This one, the magic seems to, maybe it's stronger inside. Who knows?
Yeah, wow.
It's hard to tell.
Magic.
So yeah, this one's a bit more intense.
Just to check, what kind of a sword was it? Short sword, long
So
sword,
it is a
bastard sword,
great question.
great
Hold on.
sword?
1 minute. 1 minute.
Yeah.
1 minute, please, caller.
Just want to say that emissary is.
It is a
looking
short
for
sword.
us.
Short sword.
Thank you.
Might want to get going.
Yeah, last chest.
Last chest. So lock picking is sleight of hand, is it?
Lockpicking, it depends, but in general, it's sleight of hand, yeah.
Oh, mine.
Unless you're proficient with thieves' tools.
No.
So,
I have pretty good sleight of hand.
Oh yeah.
but you're not proficient with
The
these
tools. Yeah.
So, well, given that none of us can open it,
No, yeah, she might be able to try. Yeah, we've got 2 lock picks.
I had heard of lockpicks.
can we even try
Yeah.
if we're not proficient at all?
Not really. And you're basically taking like 2 sticks and shoving it into a lock.
Bard, half proficiency.
Bard can always try everything.
Oh yeah, all right, let's go.
Bards can always
I know.
try
I read
everything.
about
That's the
this.
thing with bards,
I was
right? They
in
can I love bards, but they can always try everything, and it's jack of all trades. It's the name of the
I
skill.
was in a play where I learned to be like a thief.
So you've never actually.
Let me get in
picked it up
character.
before. I just want to be sure that you. But what if there's a? I'm stepping away.
I'm trying to step next to her.
Mhm.
Like in case something jumps out, I'm gonna try to with my shield.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Oh,
Unless
also,
it is acid.
I surreptitiously guidance Barra because I don't want him to die.
Oh, I feel really in character now.
Okay, Barra, just focus on
Yeah.
the possibility
Story.
that there might be a trap there,
Plot.
and that you have to unravel it slowly.
Drama.
There's always a secret in every lock.
Secrets and stories.
You have to
Great
unravel
character.
it.
Possible danger.
Yes, danger.
So I guidance her,
Great
Barra.
story. Right, here we go. Can you take that?
Sure, I guess. Holy crap.
23 plus my proficiency, which is 2.
Incredible.
25.
There we go. So
Wow.
you lean forward with your thieves' tools, and you hear a sound that's like click as it pops.
Right. I'm just going to investigate it just to make sure there's no. I should have thought about that before. My character would have checked it for traps. I'm going to investigate for traps.
Okay. I would like you to make a perception check for me. No, sorry. Perception.
Alright. Here's my character. Oh yeah, it's a 5.
Oh.
No,
6.
6.
God
Six.
is fair.
Seems right.
Alright, yeah, somebody else help me. Alright,
You
no,
did it.
No, you've got the mage hand shit, right? Seen you use it before. Right? Yeah, come on then.
God damn it,
Some-
Barra,
Yes, I do.
you're amazing.
Alright, I'm fucking amazing. Yeah, alright, I'm getting back in the way now. Open it. I'm backing away 30 feet as far as I can.
Okay.
From 30 feet away, and Kaman reaches out his hand, and a spectral hand appears, and using virtual reality controls, he grabs the edge of it and lifts the lid.
So I believe Mage Hand only allows you to lift 5 pounds of weight, right?
I don't know.
I think it's 5 pounds of weight.
I
If I
believe
recall
so.
correctly, anyway. You struggle to open the lid on this mage, on the little mage hand.
It's a bit heavy.
Right.
It's
Fine.
okay. As your fearless leader, I will do this. I'll take out a javelin
Sure.
and then as far away as I can, I try to
Fractal.
level up.
With the help of the mage hand.
Make a strength check.
Okay, let's try this.
Okay, does she get advantage if she's helped out by the mage hand?
No,
Okay.
it's it's pretty.
10.
It's good enough.
Hey,
It's fine. It's just a chest.
okay.
So you open the chest, and inside it appears to be again a few glass vials, with a mix of different coloured liquids in, as well as a pair of bright bronze gauntlets.
Gauntlets.
Gauntlets,
Gauntlets. Oh yeah, those are sexy. Oh,
as
man.
well as a.
So 1 week later, you shall let us know what they are.
I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. Yeah, indeed.
It's
Yeah.
alright.
Yeah.
A
Perfect.
lot of things.
As well as something that catches your eyes. A small light lavender ellipsoid banded with a gold sort of central band, along which are some runes that you recognize as the symbols of Einar.
Ooh.
As we're looking at it, do you mind if I take this?
No, not at
I
all.
pick it up.
Do you know what it is?
What does this say?
It says.
I prepared explosive runes as well.
Well, it says sacred protection for Einar's chosen.
Oh, what?
It says sacred protection for honest chosen. I wonder what it is.
Have you spoken to these guys about Einar? Do they know who that is?
No, I whispered under my breath. Barra has actually heard me mention the name a few times.
Mm.
But Barra's not exactly certain who or what Einar is.
Got it.
Sacred protection for honest chosen.
Wait. Do you know what it does? What it is cursed? Like the mirror.
No, I think this is.
Are you very certain?
I'll tell you after I spend some time with it.
Are the gauntlets cursed? Are they magic?
Oh, they probably. I look at the gauntlets. Everything is glowing, right?
There's lots of things going on. There's other stuff in these things, right? But like, you know, practically the way they're laid out, it's almost like these are the accoutrements of a warrior.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, you
Like
don't
there's
know,
the
do you guys?
sword, there is the armor, there is the gauntlets. You know, like these are the accoutrements of a warrior that's been laid to rest.
Yeah, so-
Okay, can I just wear these for a while? I just really like
Wait.
them. Huh?
We don't know what they do.
Yeah, come on, they're just good looking jewelry.
Shall I check?
Did you just put them on already?
I'll put them on already.
Okay.
Alright.
It's
Okay.
not.
Then I'll head over to the bookshelf.
Wow.
The gauntlets like fit neatly.
Yeah.
And as you head over to the bookshelf, there I said there are two. I think was it two magical
Two
books on the
magical
shelf?
books.
Yeah. What are you doing?
I take the first one.
Okay, it's a book. It says it says manual of physical activity, a primer. In just 7 days, I will make you a man.
Yeah, not for me.
First a deltoid, then a bicep. Anyway, moving on.
So,
What's that? What you
one
say?
copy of Men's Health magazine.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's for me.
Yes.
And the other one is.
And the other one says on the art of war and leadership in the field, a guide to strategy and the elimination of your enemies.
Ooh, Yrsa, did you write that?
This is probably for you, yes.
Oh. Interesting. You know I have no strategy. I just go in and beat things.
Yeah.
And try to stay
Right.
alive while you guys kill it.
No, it's a good strategy.
Yeah, good
I like that
It's
one.
worked for us so
You're really
far.
wise. Yeah,
Well,
smart.
That's it, we've got all these nice items, but like you mentioned, there's an emissary waiting
Oh,
for
but
us
there's
in
a
the shop.
coffin over there. It's
Yes,
glowing.
yes,
I
it's
It's
not
shiny.
would
good.
absolutely not touch the coffin
Yeah,
if
then-
unless absolutely necessary.
Yeah, don't
Magic
touch
is-
the coffin because I believe these things probably belong to the people in the coffin.
Oh, there's only one person. What sort of magic is it again?
The three.
Oh, 3 coffins. Oh, yeah, we thought about that. Yeah.
Stabbing the dead is not quite a good idea.
I mean, we've already robbed them.
Yes,
Alright.
let's just go.
Oh,
It's enough
fine,
risk.
fine. Let's go. Alright, should we catch some rest somewhere?
Across, is there anything else we could help you with your comrade?
If you don't mind, I'll take about half an hour that I was going to take to bury him.
We're
Oh,
sorry
sorry.
about this.
Yeah, sorry.
I mean, you didn't do it, but I do appreciate the sentiment.
If you need any help, please do let us know.
I could use help digging a grave.
No problem.
Alright, help you.
I can do
Right.
it.
So it doesn't take much, the four of you together, and it's a very solemn thing. He begins to sing under his breath as he's digging the grave. Right? It's just more of a it's a dirge, and it's like a very kind of like boom, boom, boom. So you can like follow along, and you don't even need performance checks. This is just very easily able to get everybody in the mood as you only actually you understand because you speak Orcish, right? As he begins to chant the story of Makra and talks about how that he knew, like the battles that he fought with Makra, the times that they saved things, the times that there were moments where he was facing death and Makra interposed himself, and there were times where he actually saved Makra's life, right? And he tells these stories, and it takes not long. It's almost like he's just like doing the Cliff Notes version because he just doesn't have time and he knows that we're busy. But like he takes sort of like 20 minutes or so as you guys are digging these things, and then he spends another 5 minutes just sort of doing what he can to put some repose into what's left of the body of Makra. And then he consigns it to this sort of shallow grave, and with your help, fills it back in again.
Hey!
Yrsa is crying after hearing the
I got a good idea. We could put him in the coffin without the name. Yeah. It's nice coffee.
I think we've had enough today of playing with forces we don't understand. And I would hate for, I don't even know what could happen, but he starts laughing because he's sort of like, he's at that, there's a point of like release and he's going to, I don't know what could happen, but he'd come back as a vampire or something just to really fuck everyone's day up. So let's not take the risk. Though I do appreciate the thought of you want him to give him a dignified burial, Barra. I appreciate that. You're a good man. Thank you.
He is also praying at the end.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
Aye.
Sounded like a good man.
Alright.
Aye, who's my brother?
Alright.
And then there's
Your
and then he kind of
Alright, so it's alright, Yrsa.
right. Thank you for your help. I'm ready to carry on.
Are we though? Oh, I want to take a bit of a rest. Are we?
It
Why?
hurts.
And what? Oh,
I'm still kind of battered from the gold fight. I wouldn't mind taking a short rest.
Right.
As we do that, we're going to take a short rest ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to take a 10-minute break. We'll be back I'm channeling Barra there. We'll be back at 5:37 or let's say 5:40 for the sake of argument. That's 13 minutes time. We're just going to take a quick break and we'll be back for our last leg of this particular journey. So thanks very much, folks. Appreciate you all watching. I'm Ramji. With me has been Joe Tan, Lisa Yao, Sheena Chan, and Edward Choy. And with us is also our favourite production person, Hans! Hans! Hey, weren't expecting that, were you? Right, thanks everyone. We shall be back in about 10 minutes or so.
Thank you. Bye, Chris. Thanks
Thanks,
for
Chris
tuning in.
Hansen.
Yes. And we're just going to pick up and jump straight into where we were just moments ago, which was our intrepid gang of four had, with the aid of a shadow guard by the name of Akras, invaded and looted a tomb of an ancient warrior. Maybe, but certainly along the way had found a magical mirror, had been captured by a magical mirror, and then through a little bit of just raw muscle on Barra's part, had smashed the mirror and then figured out how to disarm that trap. Now, immediately after that, the team chose to take a short rest. Now, the way I run short rests is pretty standard, except the normal default of you take a short rest with a magical item and then you know everything about it has a slight tweak to it, which is I'm going to ask you to make an Arcana check with your own natural Arcana. So I know that biases some of you over others, but it is about figuring out how magic items work, right? And so let me hand out some of your goodies and we can go from there.
Oh, yay.
If I recall correctly, there was a very sharp sword, which is a short sword. There
Very
were
sharp
a
sword.
couple of
Potions.
In fact, there were more than a couple of
There's
potions.
like
There were,
5 potions.
there were. There was a book that talked about tactical understanding of battles. Anyone else remind me what else there
Men's
was?
Health magazine.
Men's Health magazine,
And
indeed.
gauntlets.
Mhm.
Gauntlets, yeah.
The stone temple lion figurine.
Mhm.
Barra's wearing them now.
Ring mail.
I just took them.
And a gem with Einar's name on it.
That's right. Okay, so
It's gonna have, it's you, right? You're not gonna
I've got +5.
like a +4 maybe, so it's
One.
you. It's you. It's you.
Yeah, I can lie down.
so who is taking what items?
I'm wearing the gauntlet, so.
You're wearing the gauntlet, so that can come.
Taken. I'd like
This-
to see the short sword.
It's a short sword. It's beautiful. It's clearly got some sort of.
Thank you.
And the men's health magazine.
Are you serious?
Can
Oh
I-
my
Can I
goodness.
get a Arcana check from you, please? Otherwise,
I
you
don't
don't.
think I need this. I can pass it on. I can't check. Yeah, sure.
Otherwise, you don't know what they are and they don't work. You can't enable them.
10.
You are unaware of what they are and they don't function, but you do feel yourself figure it out. Next one you'll make with a +2 modifier.
Alright.
Okay. So next long rest. And that one's for you.
Oh, thank you. I'll make my Arcana check. Don't know what it is.
Okay. And however, in your case, Yes, exactly the same thing. So you get +2 next time, and that's that. Right. So I have 2 books. One was about
You had the Men's Health magazine.
Yeah, mental magazine.
Men's Health magazine. I don't have the card for it with me right now. Just make another check for me, please.
Give her like a real men's health magazine.
16.
16. It is basically called a manual of gainful exercise, and if you study it for a extended period of time, which is 48 hours over a 6-day period or more, you will gain a +2 to your strength. But it may not be best suited for you or not. But the point is that that's what the purpose of it is.
Okay.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Would it... wait, no, I'm not the 20 I'm talking about. Yes, may I have the Men's Health magazine, please? Thank you very much.
Oh,
Sure. Like to do some exploration of
the
our
book
own.
of strategy.
Yeah, I pass it
Can't
to
say
you.
no.
I
Can't say
mean-
no to my fearless leader.
You know, I'm not very good at this reading business. I failed school.
Well, just have to slowly read it over 6 days. You can do it.
Okay. Thank you. Alright, you take this one.
Did you have to arcana?
So the book of strategy, you need to make an arcana check on.
I have no arcana. Can I
You make the basic. You're making an intelligence check. It's just straight intelligence.
17.
Oh, not
Mm.
bad.
Oh my god.
Fantastic.
How?
So this is something that you feel that if you put some more study into it and knowledge and learning into it, you'll be able to learn a sort of battle commander's ability. You don't really you don't have too much specific. It's going to take a similar kind of thing, 48 hours of study over 6 days, but you feel that you'll be able to have an ability that you can use relating to helping people move around in tactics, maybe coordinating your team a bit better. Hard to tell just skimming through books in those days and this world don't really have tables of contents and summaries. It's not like read the first chapter, read the last chapter.
You know what, Barra? I think this book will suit you.
Oh, thanks.
Because,
I wanted.
you know,
Yeah.
you are a very smart man.
Did you hear that? I'm smart.
And sometimes I'm so angry in the battle, I can't see where you all are. So it makes sense for you to tell us where to
Oh
go.
yeah, all right. Yeah, I like doing that.
Especially because you tend to hang out from behind.
Hmm? Oh, I'll go read it. Thanks.
So I need you to keep track of every, basically between rests and whatever, when you are looking at it, just keep track of 6 hours that you knock it off, and then once you knock it
48
off,
hours,
yeah, let me know. It's basically 6 hours over 48 hours or more period. So if you do an hour a day for a month, or an hour a day for a week, that's fine. If you do half an hour for 2 weeks, also fine.
All right.
But you can't cram it. Is the point.
Okay.
The other time is the same thing. So what else was there? There were some potions. Potions.
Do you do the taste test thing for the potion?
So with potions, it's slightly more interesting because there's only one dose for most of these potions. So it's a case of if you pop the cork, it'll get spoiled.
So we don't know what they are.
No, so you have to do something. You'll have to actually either get a herbalist or someone with herbalism or a similar skill involved, which I don't think any of you have taken. So none of you are alchemists.
Well, I've got a jack of all trades.
Yes, but specifically you'd need to be an alchemist. So you need to actually have that. Bards get fucked over so much. I'm going to give you a go. You can make a straight intelligence roll with disadvantage.
Oh,
To
okay.
represent the fact that you're just kind of there going, well, I once,
Oh, I saw a boil like this once.
Yes, I'm biased towards bards because 5th edition is so biased against them.
Yeah, pretty sad.
Oh, shit. 9.
Definitely potions.
They're potions.
And if you had the right equipment, it's the problem with the equipment, you see.
Yeah, it's my equipment.
Mm.
It's just too bad.
It's not about the song, basically.
I never liked you. Like the shit. Nobody talked to you. Remember that.
But you'll have time. And actually, in fairness, even with that 9, you do note that 3 of the potions are, they give off the classical symbols on them of healing potions of different types.
3 of them are healing potions of different types.
Two of them, pardon me, are of the same type, and they are regular healing potions. So you've got two small regular healing potions, and one of them is very different altogether. It is still got logos from a healing potion on it, but it is a beautiful bottle with sort of, again, silver and gold inlaid banding to it, and like someone's carved and inscribed on it. Like they put a lot of time and effort on even just the vial that contains this potion.
2 healing potions and 1 premium healing potion that we should be careful about.
I'll just note the potions, okay?
Oh yeah, sure.
Can we read the inscription?
That's really part of what the Arcana check is for, and a bunch of other things. In this particular case, I'll happily, if one of you wants to spend time at your next short rest or otherwise trying to investigate the potions, you can certainly try and figure out what that special healing one is. If not, just remind me it was a special one. Finally, you have a figurine of the Stone Temple Lion, some heavy sort of like ring armor, but the rings are really bright, almost overly shiny material. And finally, a sword, a beautiful, beautiful short sword that is has got leaves inlaid along the inside of the blade and kind of elvish writing all around it and stuff. It's a kind of ornate thing.
Sting.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
I guess
It's a little bit stingy. Yeah.
Kia's rolling for the sword.
Sure, make an Arcana check
Wait, she has identified, so
if she wants to, or she
if
can.
she wants to.
I have to roll first.
Mhm.
Ooh.
19.
Yeah, that's good enough. You
Yes.
discover the nature of that weapon, and you can attune to it.
Yay!
It's a short.
Very
It's a
sort of sharpness.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, okay.
Very sharp.
Useful for a sword, I guess.
Yeah,
So
you do the damage, please.
Oh,
Oh no,
No,
no, no, no, no, no,
Oh,
no,
that's- no, I think you're just saying it's just it's quite it's very 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 sharp.
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's perfect for you.
Thank you.
You'll be doing the sharpy things.
I will with my sort of sharpness.
Right. What else? Is there anything left? the
There's the
armor.
stone lion and the armor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you can give them both to me. I've got pretty high arcana.
Yeah.
And just like sit with them for an hour.
So that would be. You've all identified one item so far, right?
Oh,
Two in your case. So this
Two,
now
okay.
we're now 2 hours into the rest.
Oh no, alright then.
So it's basically you can do one per short rest.
Alright. Oh, never mind.
Give me the stone lion.
Yeah, you can have this stone line. Alright.
Stone lion!
Oh, natural 20.
Oh, there we go. I'll send it to you.
Thank you.
Except it's not of what it is. It's of a stone line.
It's a figurine of wondrous power. If you use an action to speak the command word and throw the figurine to a point to the ground within 60 feet of you,
Oh,
it becomes a living creature.
guys, we can summon a stone lion.
Ooh.
The creature is friendly to you and your companions, understands your languages, obeys your spoken commands.
Oh, well done.
If you issue no commands, it defends itself and takes no other actions. It exists for duration specific to the figurine. At the end, it reverts to its figurine form. It reverts early if it drops to 0 hit points, or if you use an action to speak the command word again while touching it. Yeah, kitty kitty. It's pretty can't be used again until okay. So this one can become a stone lion for up to 6 hours.
Yeah, and you use the stats for a lion out of D&D Beyond
Yeah.
rather than.
Oh wow!
Alright, so we're 2 hours into the short rest. Guys, hey girl.
Yeah.
So we're 2 hours into the short rest with both identified 2 items. So one of you might as well identify the last one, the chainmail.
Yeah, I'll go.
Ringmail.
Ringmail. Who's got a better intelligence? Arcana. You go for it, Kie.
Come on, okay.
Stay.
No, 3,
No, that's not happening.
4.
So it's completely impervious to you. You're looking at it going, you don't really understand armor. You've never worn armor. You're not trained in wearing armor. It actually takes a good half an hour to figure out which way's up on the armor. If you've ever actually tried to put on a suit of armor, it's actually quite difficult at the best of times. You have no experience with this. It's very confusing.
Alright.
I can use identifying.
If you would like to.
Okay.
Is this the last item? I think.
This is the last
Well, no, there's also the gem, but you figured it out?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
This
Yeah.
one is which one?
So we have two items left, which is the ring mail and the gem with Einar's name, but he's holding on so tight to the gem that we don't know.
Okay, so the thing about the gem is that I suspect it's more useful than the ring mail.
Mm-hmm.
I
So if
suspect
you
unless-
want her to,
Unless the ring mail is of mithril or some special thing that reduces it to medium armor.
So, you wanna
Yeah, do you want to?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I've got gauntlets as well, which I also have.
Oh
Fail
wait,
to
yeah, the
identify.
gauntlets might be more useful. Sorry, you go identify the gauntlets, please.
Right, fine.
but I still haven't identified as well.
Yeah, if you wanted to.
I
You
can still
did
do
one
one more.
for. Oh yeah, you can do it. Yeah,
I can do
absolutely.
one more.
And across is available as well.
Oh.
Oh, that's
Okay.
true.
Okay, which one are we least interested in? I
The
will
ring
take
mail.
that one. Okay, I'll take the ring mail and stare at it. One.
Oh
What's interesting is the ring mail stares back. No, it's nothing. No particular. Like it definitely. It feels lighter than you'd expect heavy armor to feel, but then you're also very strong, so it's hard to really know. Like you know how to put armor on, you just
No, I don't.
as in you know how to put it on,
Oh,
as
yes.
in you just don't choose to use it, and you're not proficient in using it. You don't know how to use it in combat. Like one of the things about armor proficiency is not just about like do you know what it is and can you wear it. It's also like how do you know what blow to block with what part of your armor? How do you how do you guard with your arms rather than your chest and that sort of thing. And it's like, you have to learn how to like deal and move. And I think if you've seen videos of like knights in full plate armor on YouTube doing forward rolls and all that kind of stuff, right? A fully armored individual can be incredibly dexterous. You have to train to get that kind of dexterity. But yeah, that's why you're looking at it going, no way. And you're looking at it kind of going, this just seems so unnecessarily encumbering.
It's very light, but you know, what's the point? Why do you wear this?
Travel with.
Just block, you know, with your shield. Ow. You know?
Okay, identify the item.
I have no idea what the heck this is.
Okay, so my gauntlets are in front of me, and I take my pearl that is essential for this, and I balance it perfectly on my head. And then I take an owl feather that's very beautiful, and I tickle my face.
What?
But my concentration never wavers. And I cast Identify.
Okay, and so once a day, and then there's a moment where you feel in that nature spirit that that you played in the forest with and you ran around afterwards chasing and all that kind of like crazy shit you haven't talked to anyone else about. But like there's a moment where that yokai kind of ghosts around you and you feel there's a moment of just, okay, maybe I know what this thing actually is after all. So you now have the, yes, indeed.
Gauntlets of ogre power.
Ooh.
Your strength is 19 while you wear these gauntlets. They have no effect on you if your strength is 19 or higher without them.
It's perfect for you. So that you can do damage.
Smash the mirror.
Well, hey! I resent that.
No, really, otherwise... Okay, so...
I mean, I'll take it.
So Kaman says, but well, the fact is that you don't usually do a lot of
Hey!
direct.
Right, fine, I'll keep them. Sort of stylish.
You do look quite nice.
Yeah, pretty good.
You could be
So
on the
you're
cover
strong
of
now.
Mental.
I'm strong now. I'm strong and handsome.
And these are like chunky, sort of like, heavy gauntlets that you're wearing across there. And they sort of, they're very Sparta. Like, that's like, you feel great.
Awesome.
Great. Well, you've taken a couple of long rests, also a couple of short rests. You've had a bit of time to, figure out some new items. It's also about the right time to sort of say to you, well, you take a little bit of time while you're doing this to reflect on things.
Yeah.
Welcome to level 5, everybody.
Oh, yeah. Oh, guys, while we're moving on, just want to share something with you. Ding, ding, ding. Song of Rest.
Oh.
Hey, Groove, we're feeling bad. You all got sucked right into a mirror. Except for me, I stayed on the upside. Well, I guess my wisdom is just better. Hey, Groove, guess we've been had, but it's time now, and it's all over.
Remember, the mystery is waiting for us. So it's time to go to the river, 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 river. La 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 la. Hey.
Yay.
Guys, feeling better now?
Ah, bravo! That was really rather good. I like that.
Thanks,
I like that.
Alright, you can no problem like recover. Oh no, you're healthy, aren't you?
You're healthy, aren't
Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah,
fine.
yeah,
I'm alright.
Yeah, you want you can.
Didn't hit me.
What?
Didn't hit me.
Oh yeah, I know. Just got sucked into a mirror before.
Good skills.
Look, well, you know, like just a word of advice while the healing. You know, I know it can be tempting to look into a mirror. Like, I can never resist it. We just gotta resist it, you know. Sometimes. Dude. I mean, you're not a bad-looking bloke, but I mean, you just gotta,
Do you hear some noise? I heard some noise. I don't know what that noise was. Do you think them goals are back?
I think
It's
we should proceed.
All right, let's
So,
Yes, so
given
you
that
will-
we've down to level 5,
Yes.
do we have to roll hit points now, and do we get them now?
Yes, you do, and yes, you do because you're in the middle of a short rest. I don't require people to have a long rest because it's more of a slow thing. So over the course of the last few hours, days, whatever, you've kind of gained some stuff. So yes, so ding indeed.
Oh, I got 6. So,
So 6, yeah. That's fantastic. So re-roll 1s on your hit points, and if you were unfortunate to roll a 1. Yours is a
we are rolling up.
D8, I believe.
Eight.
Yeah.
I mean, your hit points for the new level. Manage hit points.
4.
No.
It's not so bad.
Oh, 6. So,
Okay.
6.
One fail.
Oh, bad luck.
And we get our extra spell slots too.
Yeah, absolutely. Whatever.
I mean,
Whatever.
they're still expended,
You
but
get
we
the
have to
wonders of level 5. So for you, that means access to 3rd level spells. You get to pick 2 spells.
Oh, great.
Let us know. I think it's 2 spells. I'll need to double check. But let's have a look.
Oh, I'll check it out. Don't worry.
Roll 6 for my hit points. Thank
Guess who hits twice now?
Hey.
I also move faster. Yay!
Oh yes, and I have 2 Eldritch Blast bolts now.
Indeed.
Very
Indeed. So you've gone to Warlock 4? No, you haven't.
no,
You've gone to
Cleric
Cleric 2.
2.
Perfect. Because Eldritch Blast is on. Important thing to remember, everyone. It's on total level Eldritch Blast.
Font of inspiration.
Pew pew. Font of
I
inspiration.
regain all my expended uses of bardic inspiration and I finish a short, a long rest. Yeah, they're all back.
Nice.
So much inspiration.
Nice.
So
Very good.
much inspiration.
So much inspiration.
We are so inspired by the bar.
And when I inspire you guys, it's a D8 instead of D6.
Very nice. The inspiration dice
Nice.
increases.
Yeah, and 2 3rd level spells. Okay.
Yeah, and you move up to, I think it's 5 key points now for your monkliness.
Your monkliness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. 5.
I am trying to figure this out.
There's a lot of stuff happens at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, we're leveling.
How do I get
On stream.
Leveling on stream.
Excellent. Choosing spells, not a very exciting level up for me, because I'm Cleric 2.
Cleric 2?
Yeah. Meh.
Oh wow, you get all kinds of crazy things at your level 5, Kay. I didn't realise this. But the monk stuff gets to cast like spells and do crazy stuff now. So it may take a little bit of time for you to integrate that. Let's say, for example, between now and the next session, because there's a lot going on there. But by all means, take a look and see what comes up. I'm not gonna hold you to anything overly complex on that. I will, however, sort of for folks who are going to pick spells, if you're going to use the spell between now and the end of the session, it's going to count. Right? Otherwise, I don't know what spell you've picked until next session. Right? So,
Should I change this? No.
in the case of you as a cleric, it doesn't matter. You can always prepare.
It's all level 1 cleric spells.
Oh, that's right, because it's level 2. But you do now get access to your level 2 ability, right? With clerics, I think.
You'll see that. I have class features. Oh, channel divinity. Oh, yes. Now I can channel divinity. Arcane abjuration.
Snake and your fire. Snake?
Turn otherworldly
Fire,
creatures.
snake,
Celestial,
water,
elemental,
Water with
veil.
the fires that you also have this option to use your key points with. Oh, and
Fun. Okay.
The monk now has stunning strength.
Oh, nice.
The
An
monk
extra
now
attack.
also has extra attack.
Oh.
So
So
you
the
get your
shot
second
is
attack?
Papa, papa, yeah, woo!
So the party starts now. Okay, here we go.
Do you benefit from higher strength?
What's that?
Dexterity.
Oh, right.
I
Yes.
benefit from higher strength, but I have.
The book.
You know what the deepest irony is?
Mhm.
I built this character to have max con, right? My
Mm.
strength is actually 60.
Mhm.
Oh.
So after reading the book, the bard is still stronger than me.
Oh,
I mean, yeah.
Do you want the?
Do you want the gauntlets? Would it
Oh no,
be
but it's the same modifier. 18 and 19 have the same.
Yeah, but it'll take me a few days lah to read the book. 2 days. You can have it back after.
I can pass the book and have a book club. Yeah, no, I mean, if you want the gauntlets of overpowered.
For the time being.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, well, I'll say no.
So you're
Such a
borrowing the gauntlets
I'm borrowing
until
the
such time as you've read the book to internalize it. Okay, that's reasonable. And for those who are watching on stream trying to figure out what we're talking about, in D&D 5th edition, if you're on an even number, unless you can find a way to go up to the next even number, the modifier stays the same. So 12 and 13 have the same modifier, 14 and 15 have the same modifier, etc., etc. So in this case, 18 and 19 are both +4 to strength.
these are the only things that
Yeah, pretty much.
Just remember as you guys are talking and figuring out your leveling up, speak a little louder so people on the stream aren't just there going, oh, this is
Sure.
kind of boring. And then we're going to kick off in about 2 minutes, I suspect. So if
Sure.
there's emergency things you want to learn or otherwise, that's great. Otherwise, take your hit points, enjoy your break, and we will be back in action with you.
Appreciating the fact that we've increased our proficiency.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty big.
+3 to your proficiency bonus. That's a big deal.
There's a big jump.
Yeah, it's
Ah yes, you go back to full hit point. What
So
was
the,
it?
like the day has ended and then now we're back to max.
Oh no, you haven't had a long rest yet.
Right.
No.
So,
This is
so
short.
Yeah, you don't full heal on level up. You
Okay.
don't you don't get a
So
long
you're
rest.
still on shit.
You're still wherever you are. So you can burn hit dice in your short rest.
How much
What
does
is that?
the healing song give us?
Song of Rest.
Gives you +1d6
Yeah, plus 1d6.
to any hit dice you use.
Yeah, so you still have to use your hit dice, but you get one more d6 to that.
Not to each hit dice, to the total. So after
So-
adding all the hit dice.
So
+1d6.
Barra, would you like to do the honors and let us know how much we get?
Oh, you want? Oh,
Roll a d6.
Roll a d6.
Yeah,
Oh, I roll. Oh, I thought you guys roll. Alright, then here we go. Big money, big money. Oh, 1.
Thank you.
So it's this one, isn't it? Manage-
Actually, I'm going to run that with your song of resting. I'm going to run the same rule I run with all hit points, which is reroll once.
So now
It always
yeah.
sucks to roll ones on hit points. So you-
Alright.
Your character sheet.
Oh, 6.
there we go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So how many hit dice are you using? Just keep track of them for me, and just make sure you. Yeah.
Oh, so over here. How much did you
Wow,
get hit
I
by
feel
the
significantly
Do you remember what
stronger.
hit points you were at?
It's I think fifth is the first.
Fifth is the big
So
Like third is a minor piece, but fifth is the first big power tip.
It's like,
Mhm.
oh, extra attacks.
So
Extra
now
attack is the big
we are
one.
having a short rest. You can choose if you want to spend a hit die. But right now we have 5 hit die because we've just leveled up. So you can roll them one at a time and see how it goes. And then after that you can also add a d6 from Barra's song.
Which is
So-
6. Add 6.
Yeah.
So to
Barra's.
increase my HP.
Yes. Up to how much you want. Lah. So the thing is, are we doing the thing where you gain back only half of your hit die after a long rest? Half of
No,
the spent hit die?
No, we're doing the it's really magical, but if you just go to sleep and wake up in the morning, everything's fine approach.
Sleep is magic.
And in fact, in some cases, if you guys later on we go to do longer dungeon crawls, we'll do the heroic hit dice. We'll do the heroic resting option as well, which is an optional feature from the DM's guide. But we'll get there when we get there.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool.
It's really to like if you're doing a chase through a dungeon, it really sucks to do like an 8-hour long rest. You're like, okay, cool, but won't they have wouldn't that kid have died by now or whatever? It's like kind of sad. So like it's easier to suspend disbelief and think of it as a James Bond chase, where all Bond needs to do is take a minute or so, and then all of a sudden he's back to being full health again. So anyway,
Okay, so
Alright.
the thing is, you can choose to spend a hit die, and what you do is you roll that hit die, and then you add your constitution modifier, and you heal that much.
This is after a short rest.
This is during the short rest, yes. Let me go back down to 49.
49?
Slots to
That was how much I got hit by, then plus another 6.
So I can add 6 now, right?
3.
But only if you decide to spend a hit die.
So hit die is
D8 for you, yeah.
4.
So it's a total of 10.
Plus your constitution, which is 3,
So 7.
and then plus the 6 from her.
4 plus 3, 7, plus 6. 13.
13, yes. So you get back 13 hit points.
The force
Okay.
culture,
Do you
proving
feel
Asians
enough?
and maths is
Or
a
do you
myth.
feel like you want to heal a bit more?
I think I'm okay.
Okay, so you apply changes and we're okay.
Happy days.
Thank you.
I was slightly bashed, but we're still okay.
Anyone else need a minute?
By the man.
I'm good.
No, it's alright, figure it out as we go.
Fantastic.
Fine.
Picked any spells?
What?
Did you pick any spells?
Yeah, picking spells, yeah, don't worry, I'll figure it out as we go.
No worries. Cool. So you take your rest. You take a moment to attune yourselves to any weapons or otherwise any other items. Be aware that you're only allowed to attune to 3 items that require attunement at any one time.
Also
Shouldn't be a problem. I don't see anyone who has 3 item cards in front of them. But who's keeping the lion figure?
Appears to be me, unless you all want it.
Go ahead.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
okay without it.
I guess it's me.
All right. And that is, I think we're ready. We'll keep going. So after the rest and after the burial ceremony of Akras's friend Makar, is a solemn moment, and you then go to take your rest, you figure out your new weapons, you take a deep breath, you internalize your experiences and think back over the last few days of your chase, and in fact over the past 6 to 12 months of your time in Marabanda, as you then realize that you've become faster, you've figured out new ways of understanding things, you've gained powers, feel just a little better. A little Barra. Fully replete with that power and information, you're ready to move on to the next stage of your adventure. Where would you like to go? There is an exit from this cavern that is sort of kitty corner. There is another one that's sort of high up that's quite small, as well as the folks that you helped escape from that trap. Where would you like to go? What would you like to do?
Should we check the traps? Tracks.
Oh no, my disease is catching.
So I'll take a look at the main floor area, the one with the main tunnel. Are there tracks heading out there?
Go ahead.
Is this survival?
This will be less survival and probably more investigation, actually.
Barra, you want to take a look at this?
What? Alright then, sure. Just thinking about what spell they would like to learn. Go a bit stronger.
Right.
Let me just check the floor for you. Alright, here we go.
The 6.
17.
You do see that there are a whole load of, like I say, cool tracks and various other things going on here. But in addition, there is a set of heavy boot prints heading down this tunnel.
No.
I point them out with prestidigitation.
Hey.
Like them.
Hey, Akras, can you just step on this print?
Are you trying to match the show size?
Yeah. I
Ah.
heard a story about that once about a princess.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's one of ours.
Oh yeah, there we go.
This way then.
Should we just check the tunnel? The tiny tunnel?
How far up is it?
It's about 9 to 10 feet up the wall, so it's kind of close to the ceiling, but then it's sort of it slopes in, and you can then see how it kind of heads on. So
Look at Yrsa in here.
I can check it if you want.
I can boost you.
Don't need it.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Show off.
Would you like to do it?
Be quiet, save you from zero. Fine, you came out yourself. Right.
so make a how are you doing this?
Acrobatic?
Sure, go on.
Parkour.
20.
Right, you, without too much difficulty, you sort of you sort of leap into the air and sort of manage to grab a crag of a bit of stone, and then kind of jump up and push yourself off a stalactite, and then You're in this hole? Yeah, absolutely.
Are there any traps?
Make a... Oh, well, It's very dark.
Oh, but now I can use my sword to shed light.
Oh, wow.
Okay, you now
The rest of us
are...
use torches and lanterns.
Indeed,
I got
so...
a sword.
So you take your sword and you hold it behind you so you can actually have light cast over you so you can see rather than in front of you, which is always the thing that's irrational in films. It looks great, but completely no way that you can see. The brightest object is right in front of you. You ain't seen anything except that. So you hold it behind you and you sort of peer closely to the floor. Make an investigation check, just regular. You'd normally make that at disadvantage in the dark, but you're not in the dark. 8?
Yeah.
Kind of difficult to see, and maybe you didn't take that advice about putting the sword behind you. You just think, oh, let's just see the sword. Maybe I should. Yeah, no, nothing that you can note, I'm afraid. Yeah. The tunnel goes ahead about 20-ish feet, maybe. You can see with the light.
What do you see?
Light.
Light.
Oh, that's good. We should go.
Light.
Oh, it's bright up there.
Do you mean light from your sword or light at the end of the tunnel?
Oh, that's
Sword.
Sword.
Sword. Try putting it behind your head.
Does it change anything?
I mean, you can see more clearly down the tunnel because you don't have a bright light source in front of you. You can see about 20 feet before the light runs out.
Is there anything there?
Tunnel?
It's a tunnel.
Tunnel.
Far inside.
Far side.
right. Sorry, I don't know
Is
about
it
you.
small all the way?
Is it?
For about the 20 feet you can see, it seems to stay around your height, yeah.
Yes.
But you can stand up in it.
We can stand.
She's doing her own echo now.
Yeah. Took my key.
We'll just go a bit further and check it out.
Okay.
Cool. So you sort of start walking down the tunnel, kind of holding your sword sort of behind you as you sort of creep down. And as you do so, there's little flickers as the magical light kind of unveil. Almost, it's a surreal experience. Like any dark place when you go and you take a light source with you, it's darkness where something doesn't exist, and then around you this tunnel just kind of appears as you walk forward. It's very exciting. It begins to sort of curve a little bit after about 20-25 feet, and starts to definitely the ceiling starts to move up from you. So
it's
little higher. It moves upwards, and the height of the ceiling improves as well. So it's probably about 6-7 feet high now, and it's starting up an incline.
It goes up.
Well, I don't think the orcs would have gone in because that's not going to be an easy fit for them.
No.
Right.
For that matter, I'm not sure it's going to be an easy fit for you guys.
No.
No.
Alright, let's go.
Yeah. Come back.
Okay.
Go. Take a perception check for me.
Oh.
21.
You hear some bats.
The real kind? Or the Barra kind?
You make a nature check for me.
Oh.
Oh, you're a monk.
11.
I mean, you've not studied bats extensively, but sound like bats to you. Chitter, 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 flap, flap, flap.
Bats mean
Meaning more than one bat, it's plural.
they have to come from somewhere. Does anyone know what bats mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It means that
They
it might be a shortcut
Might be
or
a
some sort of
shortcut.
chute that they use to access the
some
caves.
sort of shoot.
If we found bats here earlier, then this might be the way to get into this
Yeah,
cave system.
that's right.
There's an echo there too.
Well,
Should we try?
What do you
we
think?
could try, but I'm more concerned about the big ones getting stuck.
Could you crawl?
Oh, I'm not fat. Let's go.
Fine, but first we have to get up there.
Oh, do we have rope anymore?
Oh yeah.
Yes, we still
We both left our rope on the
I
river.
still have my room.
We don't have any rope.
Do you have any rope?
It's,
The
I
two
thought-
of
I-
us
Both of us
use
Yeah, you
our-
left yours by the river. I thought there was another thing where you left some rope somewhere else as well.
No,
Did
no,
I
no,
forget
no,
that? Okay,
it's
maybe
the-
I've got confused.
that
Oh, that's
was
right.
the
'cause
one-
you tied up his hands. Yeah, he had rope. Yeah.
So, my rope.
So I catch Kaman's rope. Tie it.
To what?
I think I'm strong enough for this.
Probably not.
Yeah. Are there any heavy rocks?
It's just a tunnel.
Can I pull you up? You're smaller.
Well, yes, possibly. Well, just steady the rope. I'm going to try to climb up.
Can book
So I
shot
kind of
with
wrap it around
Yeah, make an
myself
athletics
and
check with advantage. Easy.
Oh, she's already got advantage. That's fine.
Easy.
Quick.
It's not hard.
Athletics.
He'll launch you up.
Wha- Okay, we have a 17.
Yeah, that's more than enough. I mean, a combination of the rope and you're actually able to use your hands so you don't put too much pressure on the rope as you pull up. You're also quite light, being small, even as hardy as you are. So you make it up to the top without too much of a problem, and then you sort of hold on to the rope. The rest of you can, I think. Make athletics checks just so that you don't roll natural ones. I'll do the same thing for a cross. It doesn't roll ones, fine.
I'll take over bracing the rope once I'm up.
Yeah.
14.
That's plenty.
athletics, 17.
Yeah, more than enough. So you all kind of easily enough make your way up into the tunnel. Now, it is about, like I say, 4.5 feet tall. So these guys are able to, just with a little hunch of their shoulders, stand up, no problem at all. However, it is way too small. So actually, for Akras, who's now basically in a full crouch, it's like, okay, well, I'm going to have to commando crawl this, basically. There's no other way. Actually, for both of you two as well, you're both pretty tall, and there's no real easy way. So you're going to have to crawl your way up this camp.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. So,
It does get bigger.
Yrsa looks at everybody's discomfort and sniggers a little bit. Scampers on the scout up.
cool. So you guys, you head on, and as you head into the tunnel ahead of you, you, within, like I say, 20, 30 feet or so, you come to the beginning of that incline up, and it's a frustrating and painful sort of 30 or so feet of crawling. But again, you're wearing armor. It's not actually as bad as all that, right? It's there's no skinned elbows or anything like that. And so after a little bit of swearing and frustration, and especially from Macros, it's just like, fuck. He just like swears every third or fourth word as his knee catches on something, or his legs, or he gets stuck and various other bits. And you manage to get through. You find yourself with a bit more room, not a huge amount more, but a bit more room. As you start heading up this this incline. It is not necessarily, a difficult climb. It's definitely, I would say, sort of 35 to 40 degree slope. So it's steep, but it's not so difficult that you can't all manage with yourself, and especially with a rope and a climbing hammer and stuff. And how far up do you want to go?
All the way, I
Do we
think.
Yeah.
Do we
until
see any
something, yeah.
So far, you don't see any light. It's just a dark tunnel.
How all the way 60 feet of my vision. That's all.
It's sloping up, which is a good sign.
So far, all I can see is just tunnel. We continue on a little bit more.
Yes, let's go.
So as you carry on for a bit further, who's up front? Cool, great. So you keep going a little bit further. I'd like you to make a perception check for me.
13.
13. So after about 15-20 minutes of walking, so you've got a fair distance by this point, you hear a
Fuck is that?
noise. You hear it first.
What the fuck is that? I hear something.
You what?
Now do we hear it?
Like fingers drumming on a wooden table.
Indeed.
Oh.
Except it's a little familiar, this sound. And then as you get a little closer and a little closer,
Was it the rumbling?
you hear this rumbling get closer and closer until you hear whoosh, and the sound kind of dissipates and disappears off.
Oh, I know what the fuck it is.
What?
The cats.
Oh.
Am I right?
Don't know. Keep going. Have a look.
Why would they be drumming on the floor?
No, that's the rumbling.
They're sat in a drum circle, a bunch of cards going boom, 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 boom. That is my bad physical sound making. My skills as a musician are very limited, and by very limited I mean very.
Storm will not accept this.
Yeah, we'll leave it to the bards. I apologise. I'm sorry, go on.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll keep moving, but I'm careful now because I'm not gonna just stick my head out of any hole in case I get decapitated.
Yep.
But I'm moving on.
Okay, so without too much difficulty, after about another 5 minutes or so of careful stepping forward and keeping an eye out on everything, and being careful to neither step on traps nor on difficult pieces, you find that the steep incline levels out, and there's a bit of navigating, because there's actually a couple of areas where it almost turns back on itself as a tunnel, right, which is not natural for, well, not natural, just not useful for a mine or otherwise. But actually, you then find yourself being able to wiggle out of a crevice that's in a relatively familiar, as in by relatively familiar, I mean the pattern of it, large tunnel with a meter and then a rail and then another meter gap and then another rail and then another meter and then another wall. You find yourself in some part of the underground railway.
Okay. So the concern here is that Yrsa had to wiggle out.
There was a bit where you had to wiggle out, yeah. I mean, it wasn't height-wise. It wasn't you had to get down low. It was width-wise.
That's not good. We have an orc in the party. Okay, I'm gonna wiggle back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it is the underground railroad.
Okay.
The problem is it was a bit of a tight fit for me.
Alright.
So I look over at the orc. I'm not being sizes here, but facts are facts. Physics is physics. It's going to be hard for you to fit. And you too as well.
Alright.
So unfortunately, I'm not sure how we're going to make this work.
Well, if it was the railway, it's probably not a good idea to go with our friend Akras anyway, because there'll be questions. Like, people from the Civilized Empire will be like, why are you hanging out with your orc? And we'll be like, I don't know.
Just the tracks.
Yeah, but
So
it's part of the Civilized Empire.
yeah. But I remember seeing sometimes that there would be carts that have no people inside. It's just
Right.
things.
So if even we get on the cards, where do we go?
I don't know. So yeah, I'm sorry to have wasted everyone's time, but this is not the shortcut, I think.
Well,
We will walk along the tracks, I suppose.
Were the carts going up?
I didn't see any carts when I walked out. I just saw the tracks. There were 2 sets.
Going up?
Was there like a definite gradient to either end of the tunnel?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not massive, but it's sort of definitely say that one side goes up, one side goes down,
Yeah,
but
one
not,
side's going up.
but not 5%. Kind of it's enough that there's an incline, but it's not it's not steep or excessively steep.
Hey,
But
okay.
unless we have some way of, breaking
Fitting
down
through
the
it?
wall a bit.
I've got a rapier.
Right, I guess we're going back.
Well, you've got a gauntlet of strength. You could punch the wall, like I've always been saying. Punch the stone.
Let me try. I just punched the wall that we're.
Oh, hang on, are we in a tunnel?
I mean, make an attack roll.
Do you want to go a bit further?
One.
Ah.
You punched the wrong wall.
Ah!
You roll some damage.
Oh no, are you okay?
Wait. That would be a D4, wouldn't it? Because it's unarmed. I rolled a 4.
Yeah, so 2 things happen. One is you put your fist in the wall,
Yeah.
and you take a chunk out this wall. You're very strong right now. You also take a chunk out your fist.
Ow.
So you take 4 points of damage.
Oh.
Um,
Well, I
He's
guess
just punched a fucking wall. I mean, what do you expect?
I guess that answers the question. But we can punch through the wall.
Ow.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's a point where Akras looks at you and goes, "Would a pickaxe help?"
Well, yeah, I'm
You have
sure.
one?
And he sort of reaches into his pocket.
Well, how
and
much shit do you have in there? Oh, God.
That we didn't know of.
You got like a short bow, you got a
Ow. I'm
pickaxe, you got a,
hiding all these
you got like a
things.
crossbow, you got a...
How are you not prepared for a mission? That's my question to you.
No, we came here to
And then just
negotiate.
hands you back
Look at
a.
me, I'm really persuasive.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, you are, Barra. I've come to quite like you.
Yeah, I know, I think you're a good
Okay.
boy. Anyway.
See, I can
and,
lie too.
And if you want to spend like a bit of time, I can craft a disguise in my disguise kit for our friend here.
Oh, You do that while I go and widen the tunnel.
Okay.
Still,
Actually, that would be very useful. Actually,
still here, sir.
Yeah, what do you want to look like?
What are we gonna do once we? Even if we get
I imagine losing the armor would probably be the right thing. Actually, Barra. If I take my armor off, and then
Oh, that's a good
maybe if
idea.
you've got some clothes or something, we can work out some way of like.
Alright, yeah, that's
That's a great idea.
The
Okay.
idea is we can go into the tunnel.
He starts taking this.
Start hitting.
Actually, looks over and he goes, huh.
If we manage to.
Maybe I could put that
take
ring
over
mail
a
you've
car,
got.
I could drive us up.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
But will it take us out? That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, the tracks lead out. That's how we came in.
Okay.
Okay. And then,
I'm not entirely certain about if we would get lost. That is another story.
hey, so,
But assuming if we just head out and up, it should work.
yeah, and Akras has got a great idea.
And
He says he can put on the ring mail,
Oh. Oh yeah, that's.
and I can use my disguise kit to like put some makeup on him.
I mean, I wouldn't be recognised. I don't think. I mean, like yeah, between the combination of a bit of makeup and changing my appearance, that'll be pretty convincing. I just look like any other big orc.
Sounds good. Okay, you'll work on this. I will be back.
I'm crafting a disguise with my disguise
Yeah, so
kit.
can you make a disguise roll for me? I think it's deception roll, but you get to make it with like your proficiency modifier twice with the disguise kit.
Oh, wow.
I recall. I can't remember how that works, but that's how it's going to work. So
Alright.
there you go.
Alright, so my deception is +9, thank goodness, because I rolled 5.
Hmm.
And then my proficiency with my disguise kit is, I don't have proficiency with disguise kit because I couldn't find it anywhere. So it's half my proficiency.
So it'll be two. It'll be +1. Yeah.
Yeah, so 15.
Okay. I mean that's plenty. Like he's just changing clothes, and then you're making
Yeah.
him look slightly different. So it's not
Alright,
even that.
yeah. Alright, now, he's a really strange looking human.
No, he looks like an orc.
Oh, yeah, he's a
Wearing a little bit too much like concealer,
He's a girl orc.
but it certainly looks differently, right? I mean, like it's sort of. I was like dressed like a special operations soldier, like Snake, whatever, in Metal Gear Solid or anything like that, right? Now it's not that. He's wearing bulky ringmail armor,
And
right?
he's got lipstick and a wig.
And has lipstick and a wig, it seems. As he's looked at you, he goes, "Are you sure? I mean, I'll trust your opinion because you clearly know what you're doing with that cat, but it seems a little.
Don't orcs wear lipstick?
I must admit, though, I quite like the hair.
Yeah, there we go.
It's
Yeah, I know. Like, blonde's a good colour for you.
Objectively, does Akras now look, obviously wrong?
yes. I mean, but no more than. I mean, look, this is a dangerous and difficult world in which people then choose to be whoever they want to be because
It's the
fuck it, life is short.
It's the underground scene. It's like punk.
Life is short and hard, so I am who
Yeah.
the fuck I am. So
Let
he'd
him
be
live his
like,
best
you know,
life.
yeah, exactly. So he looks like someone living his best life,
I'm not
exactly.
gonna judge.
No, you shouldn't.
So-
Don't be like
Hi
racist.
ho, hi ho.
So, yeah,
I look like a fucking
just,
Goblin miners.
Right. There we go. Keep
Yes.
going.
Is that a short joke?
So, just make an attack roll for me, please.
Alrighty. Attack roll. Ayo, Tommy.
Oh, you got your 19 strength.
Dice jail. Yes.
Oh, that was done. Oh dear me. So you managed to get the pick stuck in the wall.
Fuck. I tried to
You're just
get
not used to the strength. Like basically, you've added 2 points to your strength. It's not a linear curve, right? So you just like gone whack, and then you just gone oh no, as you've buried it up to like the haft in the wall.
Okay. Given that that's the case, I will try then to use my battle axe since I'm more used to it as a weapon to try to chip it such that I can get the pick.
Sure,
out
make
again.
another attack roll.
What is
Oh no.
Another one.
Is it too late?
Really?
Guidance?
That's amazing.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing.
Oh, okay.
So you the most wonderful things happen, which is that you attempt to go over and like use your battle axe to like knock it out, and you not only do you knock the head of the pick further in, right? You actually break your way through this barrier, right? But you also cleave the pick in half with your. You're just kind of like,
Oh.
I'm so much stronger. However, there's a point where across now wearing a sort of somewhat flowing wig of blonde ringlets with heavy kind of like makeup and heavy sort of like lipstick, looks over to you and goes, in ring mail, looks over and she goes, "Oh no, that was the only pick I had."
Alright, no problem.
I'm just staring at the two buried weapons. Like, what the fuck? They're looking. What the fuck?
Okay. I don't suppose Kaman's mending would be able to help with this.
Men-
You can sort of like try and put them back together again, please.
I try to put them back together.
I can try.
Try, go on.
Is this how it's supposed to work? I try to, using the divine energies that are accessible to me, I try to put the two physical items and restore them to the state which I think they should be.
Let's have a look. I think the mending cantrip is more of the kind of like a. I don't know that you can
Read out.
fix.
mending.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, no, it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems right. And he kind of picks it up, and when you hand it back to him, he goes, you spend a minute or so focusing on it. And,
It takes about
Alright, here we go. Now it's a complete pickaxe stuck back
yeah,
in
all
the
right.
wall.
It seems to work again. And he pops it back in his in his jacket.
So you were saying that I broke through though.
Yeah, you smash through. I mean, like you have 19 strength or 18 strength right now. You smashed
Damn.
your way through the thing you were going to anyway. It's just how much collateral damage happened along the way. So that was good 2 1s. It happens. Now, as you push your way through, you now have a relatively accessible path. I mean, you can all kind of squeeze your way through, even across town, right? Into the larger tunnel, and it's a much larger tunnel. Right?
So the plan is to just keep heading up?
Up and out. Up and out.
Okay, alright, let's go.
So you set yourself a relatively fast trot, and as you are moving up, you carry on. 30 minutes pass, an hour passes. You're getting on to 2 hours pass, and you hear another sound. I'd like a perception check from 2 people, please. The person at the front and the person at the back. Who's at the front? Who's at the back?
I mean,
I'm assuming it's Yrsa.
Yrsa will be at the front. Okay. And it's usually either it's one of you two, so you get Kaman or.
It's probably
alright.
you at the back.
Okay, so Barra's at the back.
It's your turn.
It's not great, but okay.
It's not fantastic. 10.
Turn.
Yeah, but at least it's not a 1.
Shit! 8.
Okay, so you are both a little surprised, not like out of the blue, but you're a little surprised when you sort of both hear you literally both shout at the same time, in fact, the cart's coming, right? So there's one that's coming up from behind you on one track, and there's another that's coming from ahead of you on the other track.
Is there enough space for us to dodge the side?
100%, because there is a meter, the rails, another meter, the rails, and then a meter. So
Yourself up against the wall.
you can push yourself up against the walls, you can stand in the middle if you wanted to, you can,
Alright.
figure all their stuff out. But yeah, there are 2 carts coming at great speed. What are you doing? So you're up against one of the side walls,
Yep, I'll stick with Kaman.
and Barra's kind of next to you.
I'll stick to. If there's enough space though, because they're both against the wall already.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long time, right? You can absolutely, you've got enough time to do it, and
Is it possible to stop the carts at all?
I mean, they'll move you at speed, but they're not so fast that you couldn't jump onto one, or you couldn't try to do something with it.
So here's the plan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to see if I can try and run and jump into the cart athletically and try to break it.
Which one? The one going uphill or the one going downhill?
Uphill.
Uphill. Okay, so that is the one that is coming from behind you.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so you've got your party that is streaming out behind you, right? So 2 of them have gone to one wall. Akras looks at you and says, "Orders."
Flatten yourself.
So he steps across to the other wall from you guys, so that he's not taking up too much space, and flattens himself up against the wall. It's tough. He's a big guy, but like that's still a meter, and he's not a meter wide. And then it's just the 2 of you. So what are you doing? Are you going to flatten yourselves against the walls,
No, I'm
or
gonna run after that cart.
you're running? So basically, you're turning
Towards the
around and running downhill.
Yeah.
Okay, and what are you doing?
I also want to get inside the car.
Okay, so you're also going to keep pace,
I
right?
just
So
mind for the both of us on both sides. Can we throw a piece of rope to each other to try and stop the cart in case?
there are two
No,
carts,
no, no.
right?
You
So
can
yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So
Okay, we don't.
you can certainly could try.
No, it's fine.
Um,
Okay.
Okay.
Kia turns to Yrsa and says, which is the break?
The one on the left.
So you definitely see the light, the front light of one of the carts moving towards you at reasonable speed, actually. I would like you both to make a athletics or acrobatics.
Aha.
It's entirely up to you.
Athletics.
Acrobatics.
Okay, never mind. Damn it. Huh. Damn it.
13.
13.
Oh no, I rolled 2. Shit.
Oh no.
This is not my day. 5.
Um,
I'm gonna get flattened.
yeah. So you managed to actually 13 you rolled.
Yeah.
So 13 you managed to like vault into the front of this larger cart. There are two in a row that you can see as you kind of like vault into it, and as you do, you notice that doesn't appear to be anyone in it, but it seems to have a fair amount of ore of different types, like different earth and different sort of things like that. It's not clear to tell anything else other than this being used for excavation. The reason you don't get a moment to think about anything else is because you hear as it then hits Yrsa.
Oh. Oh no.
Please don't die. I hope not.
For 19 points of damage,
Alright.
it slams into you.
I should have got to sing my song.
No. Wait, 19, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You also kind of go flying a little bit, right? But
Can I cling on? Can I
catch
try
him?
to cling on to
You
the cart
can-
as I get hit?
sure, you can make a straight strength check.
Oh, come on, baby. I rolled a 10, so that's a plus 4.
No.
14?
No, not enough, I'm
No?
afraid. No, it's a nice try, but you tried to vault into the thing, you misjudged
just
it.
clinging
No,
on.
but with your earlier athletics,
Oh,
you tried to jump into it, you misjudged it, it slammed into you,
Alright.
you scrabble against the side trying to hold on to it, but it kind of knocks you to the side a little bit.
Alright.
One thing that's important though is to every force there is an equal and opposite force. As you slammed into it, it did get a saving throw, but it passed it, so it's fine. So it's sort of like as a cart,
It's still-
it wobbles, but it manages to stay on the rails.
Alright.
Okay, you're in the cart right now. You guys see this happening. Do you not see it happening because you've not got night vision, have you?
No, I don't have night vision and my lights are off.
That's a really good point. Can you make that roll again with disadvantage?
So, 2 again.
So what did you roll before?
13.
Total, right?
Acrobatics.
Yeah.
Roll one more dice, I
13,
guess.
So that was 13 minus 7 is.
No, not
6.
6.
So she rolled a 6 for her.
You're 6. So now roll again.
6 is still the lowest.
7, so 6 is
Yeah.
low, so you're fine. So you
Yeah.
managed to make it in, right?
Yeah.
No worries. So, okay. Based on that now, you hear boof, and you sort of hear an exclamation and a little bit of swearing from Yrsa. Yes, indeed. What are you doing? You're in the car.
So I remember that Yrsa told me that the break is on the left. So
Mhm.
I tried to find a left lever.
There is a long. There are two. There's a dash in front of you. There are two levers. Additionally, there is a light on the left hand side that says, that's flashing. That is over a red handle.
Okay, it is on the left, right?
Yep.
So
Oh,
I
no.
tried
Can
very
you
hard
not? Can I still shout at her while this is happening?
You don't know anything what she's doing, I'm afraid. And you're seeing stars at the minute.
Oh.
I slowly pull the left handle.
Which
towards
one?
me.
There's a handle on your left. There's a handle on your left. There's a handle on your right.
Oh,
Is it the flashing left hander or is it?
Yeah, flashing left handle or the other one.
the non-flashing one,
What's going through Kie's head at the moment?
which is the most obvious left that Yrsa might have referred to.
For the break.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No worries. Do what you think. Do you think?
Which is?
Just you pull the middle lever in essence. Right?
Oh,
Well, there's one on your far left. There's one
Okay,
slightly
far left, like in front of me, left or like left.
They're
left, second lever, third lever.
Okay, then I pull the one on the left side, but in front of me.
Left side in front of you. Okay, so you pull it. As you pull it, you
Slowly.
hear as the brakes apply to the thing. It begins to slow down. It's not slowed down yet, but it begins to slow down.
Yrsa, are you okay?
Where we,
Did you get the number of the thing that hit me?
Okay. Switch the lights on. We've got to go get Kay.
Alright, oh, there you are. Oh no, you're moving.
It's quite far away. We've got to
Yeah,
run
it's keep
after
going. Yes, it's keeping going. So you're slowing it down, but it's still trotting along.
As we are running, I shout out to Kay, the right lever, push it away. Like turn off.
Oh,
Push it up. Push up the right lever.
okay. And then I follow the instruction and I push.
Sure, and the cart comes to a close. A second or two later, the other cart comes from the other direction, barreling down the tunnel. And in this cart are at least 3 or 4 people. And then it passes on.
Alright, guess we should get going.
And you definitely hear a, did you see someone? Yeah. That's the last thing you hear.
I look at you. A silent image. Basically, the scene in front of us without us. So, the cavern, but empty, devoid of us.
How big is silent image?
15-foot cube.
15-foot cube is not that large. It's 5 foot on either side, right?
Oh, that's true.
15-foot cube. Is that?
Yeah,
1, 2,
Oh, no,
3.
hang on, that would make it
1, 2, 3. So 9 squares.
It's not. No. It's not 3. It's not 9 5-foot cubes, is it?
Let me just double check
it
this.
should be, because 5 times 5 times 5 would be 125. So that would make sense. They would have to say 125 foot.
Yeah, 15-foot cube. So 3 by 3 by 3.
No larger than a 15-foot cube. So a 15-foot cube is. So we're saying 15 by 15 by 15.
Yes.
So the width is going to be a maximum 15 feet.
Yeah.
The height can be a maximum 15 feet. The depth is a maximum 15 feet. Okay, cool. So that will mean that yes, you could. It's kind of difficult.
Which is basically our side of the tracks, but without us.
Make an intelligence check to actually try to make it. You're trying to do this on the snap, right? So make an
Yeah.
intelligence check to try to do this, like to create that image in your mind.
Okay, I can do this. Sure, I can. 20.
Sure. Okay, that's perfect. A momentary flicker occurs, and then sort of behind you, as it were, you put this image of the Warner Brothers kind of equivalent of like Wile E. Coyote painting the tunnel on the wall. Well, it's the opposite of that. You've painted the tunnel in the tunnel, right? But yeah, okay, seems to work.
To the hustle.
Right.
Okay. So you now have a empty and stationary cart. Well, not empty. That's not true. The front of it is empty. The back of it is full of dirt.
Full of what?
Dirt.
Dirt.
Different types of dirt. You think it might be
is that
valuable
the-
dirt, might not be, but
Nifty door thing where you just open it and everything spills out.
I mean, it's an empty door and you can open it and stuff spills out, but it's really there so you open it so you can then unload it. It's like you've seen those earth mover dump truck things that they have the front section and they drop it and it just goes and drops out. Similar kind of idea to
But that would
that.
block the track.
Yeah, let's just go. Let's go.
Yeah.
No,
can sit
can
on
we
the
all
dirt.
fit in the thing with the dirt?
With a bit of with a bit of squeeze, yeah.
It might be valuable dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get in. I grasp the controls. Good job. And then I release the brake. I activate the accelerator.
Okay, and you start moving apace.
I switch off my light and I get into my surfing position.
And for the first time in a couple of days, it's sort of like it brings you back to the recollection of how you got here in the first place, heading down into these tunnels from the Marabanda forest where you came from. And 10 minutes passes, 20 minutes passes, you pass through another bend, you pass around another corner, through a cavern. This one's crazy, right? It's got like mushrooms everywhere, right? sort of like you pass through, and there's a moment where you're almost like when you pass through the jewel on that little the little monorail, where you're like, what on earth is going on? And then you're through the other side again as the speed is picking up and up and up and up, and you're kind of hitting up to like,
I slow it down a little bit.
Okay, fair enough. You throw it.
Yrsa,
Right.
doesn't this just bring us back to where we started the journey?
No, I mean, like, the underway goes both ways, right? I mean, like, you have to deliver stuff to the other side of the river, into the river, right? You want me to punch the wall?
No, but
Stop and punch the wall.
Does it feel like we're heading upwards?
You definitely get the feeling that's heading upwards. In fact, actually, can I get a one and only one survival check?
Right then, Doubting Thomas. Oh, shit.
9?
Oh, you think you might be going down, actually?
it feels like we're going the wrong way.
But we were heading up. Sometimes you need to go down to go up.
But
Have faith.
we started
Why am I saying that to a cleric?
going towards the civilized empire.
Do we recognize any of the sites that we've passed by so far?
Ah, no.
Oh, no, I didn't see a much.
You've not been through them, but, could be any part of this. Is a
Oh yeah, but that's true. We don't know where we're going. Okay, I guess I'll just trust that we're
Yeah,
going the
right.
right way.
Hey, come on, chill, man. Right?
A few more moments pass as you keep on heading down, and you're managing to keep the pace relatively okay. But every now and then you don't realise that you're on a flat bit when you thought you were on an ascend or whatever, and so it's like, "Why?" But about 20 minutes, half an hour pass, another 45 minutes passes, and you are careening away, and then you sort of hear across the altitude and go, I think we've come a long way. You'd think we'd have hit the end by now, do you not think?
I don't know. The way when we came in was really long as well.
Yeah, oh, was it?
Yeah.
Fair enough. I've not come down these railways before.
Yeah, I feel that we're going really far away from where we're supposed to be going.
Okay, hold on. I break the cart.
When you say you break the card,
I
that becomes a little bit truer than you think. As you engage the brake lever, and you're like, and then as you do so, one extra, and then there's this awful moment where it kind of comes off in your hand,
Oh, no.
and you're sort of looking at it, and then you know how it is, like you when you're a kid, and you sort of like you do something wrong, and then you just kind of go, maybe if I just put it back, it'll be fine. I just put it,
Mending?
no, unfortunately, mending doesn't work on magical items.
Oh,
Not mending.
It's okay. There's still the emergency brake. I look at the blinking handle.
Oh, it's still there, definitely, and it's blinking.
Okay, brace yourself, everybody.
pull the emergency handle.
Okay, so you pull the emergency handle, and I want to describe how the emergency handle works on these things, right? The emergency handle basically is like clicking the button on a rod of immovable rods. Right? So all of you immediately decelerate from the 40-ish miles an hour you're moving to 0, right? So basically you hit the wall.
Okay.
So the first thing, and the easiest thing is, can I get a dexterity save from everybody, please?
Oh no. Five.
Save is this one, right?
Yes.
So
11.
14.
14?
21.
21. So Kie and Barra, you will take 12 points of damage,
Oh, shit.
whilst the other two take 24 points of damage.
Alright.
As indeed, as Hans Newby points out, Newton's law for the win, as you slam, and the earth that's behind you slams into you as well.
Oh, God.
However, you have successfully emergency stopped,
Alright, guys.
We've hit the wall.
Before we go any
and
further,
the wall has hit you.
Alright, guys, before we go any further, I think it's time for a song.
Yes, please.
Alright, guys.
Ow.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Are you okay, Agras?
Do we really need to do this on the track?
I'm fine. That fucking hurt. Is there any need for
Get
that?
off the track and
Alright,
then
come on,
sing
let's
it.
get off the
We
track.
get off the track.
Get off the
we
track,
move.
alright, huddle closely. I'm gonna
Let's
sing.
look for a fucking tunnel to get into.
Really? Another tunnel?
Not that you can see. The one thing appears quite clear. Well, a few things appear quite clear. The first is, you can smell the rain.
Oh, really close.
You can smell the rain. You can, you feel the warmth on your skin of the
Oh yeah.
the rainforest night.
Feels like home.
Alright, guys. You know what? Okay, I'm just gonna sing a folk song here. Just take 10 minutes.
If another cart comes from
You get off
behind-
the freaking track!
No, if another cart comes from behind, it's going to hit the cart.
Right,
We're still not very far.
oh,
Let's just get some distance between us and the stationary
Yeah,
cart.
let's go. Okay, come on then, let's go. Let's go.
We start marching towards the smell of rain.
Okay.
Well, once we get some distance, then.
Can I sing a song here while we march at the same time?
It won't be a song of rest.
No, it's not a song of rest. It's my inspiring speech.
Yeah, I think you're inspiring leader feet.
Right,
Have you?
so
Yeah, you've used it today, though, right?
Every once for short rest.
Once for sure, no
Yeah,
problem
yeah,
at all. Absolutely. So, can we hear what you're going to say? What words or what inspiration you're going to provide?
It's sort of off the top of my head. Under the earth, we feel it's dark. Not like in a park. It's like at the time of our birth. Right, it's not the best song I've ever had, but I'm going to keep going, right? Under the earth, we walk all day. We wonder how far the land's away. And we think, oh, crikey, I wish I I've set myself up for that one. I wish I had a Mikey to sing into. I wish I had a Mikey. Under the earth. Oh, I don't care. You guys are inspired.
Yeah, there we go. So, not necessarily the most inspiring of leadership speeches, but nevertheless
We'll take
inspiring enough.
We will
You'll take
take
it.
it.
The combination of Barra's presence still buoys you as it often does, plus the fact that you can clearly feel some warm air and other sort of like feeling that sort of brings you closer and closer. And within 15, 20 minutes or so, you find yourself hearing the sounds of the rainforest and the jungle as you step to the edge of the tunnel.
It's
You-
the fucking sky.
You do see the sky for the first time. A dark
Oh, no.
night sky, but a sky nonetheless.
Right.
One of the moons of Urtu, shining brightly. You don't see either of the other two at the moment, but one of the moons is shining brightly.
love you.
Emotional for a golden.
Yeah, she's good.
So, as you step into this forest and you hear the sounds of the night, make a perception check.
19.
Good.
Disadvantage with those with dark vision.
Disadvantage for those with
Other way, without dark vision, pardon me.
No.
19.
12.
12 plus 15.
Okay, 15.
13.
No, it's all good enough. You all passed. You manage to kind of see that the rails carry on, and they head off maybe for another 200 meters or so, and you can see towards us. You can just straight down through this jungle path. So it's a relative distance, but the moonlight's enough for you to see that there appears to be maybe a couple of huts or something down, a couple of hundred meters away. So you get a choice as to whether you go that direction or you.
Do they look familiar to us? Are these the huts we scouted initially?
Oh no, these are not.
Okay.
Yeah, no. You're out of a different entrance. Yeah.
Alright.
The forest looks different. The area that you came into was pretty much an opening near a village. That was sort of like a small stone huts and various other things called Marabanda Village. This is not Marabanda Village.
In order for me to take advantage of my cartographer's training and tools, I would need some sort of vantage point. I assume.
Correct. You'll need some frame of reference.
Okay. If we can find higher ground, I can figure out where we are.
Yeah, I mean, you could navigate from the stars in terms of knowing which direction to go, but in terms of actually knowing where you are, you need some.
So I can figure out that this direction is south.
Yes, you can. Absolutely.
And that's all I know. But if we can find higher ground, I should be able to get some rough bearing of where we are.
Okay. Is there a reason why you're addressing it to me, one of the shorter people in the party? I mean, I could boost you, I suppose.
I'm just trying to defer to you because you're the leader of the team.
I know, but it's slightly hurtful. Anyway, yes.
How
Okay.
about just follow me?
We find you some higher ground. Wait. Agras, are your people actively at war with the Silverlight Empire? Like, if they see you, will they, know that you're an enemy on sight?
Not like this.
No,
It's
I mean,
beautiful.
for a start, it says, for a start, we're not actively at war. They've just taken one of ours. As I said to you the other night, they betrayed us after we, agreed to resolve a problem together, and as part of that betrayal, they've then kidnapped some hostages. So we were just trying to level the score, really.
Hostages?
Yeah. Well, they took one of the princes.
Oh,
Is he a child?
No, he's a grown man.
Oh, okay, then that's not so bad.
Well, I think it is.
It's
I mean,
par for the course,
it's not really fair
If
to
you're
like,
a prince or a princess getting married off, getting kidnapped, it's a thing. It's a thing.
I mean, it is. It's still inconvenient,
True.
like massively.
Yeah.
alright, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna say that uphill is gonna be away from the tunnel. So maybe we just go straight. What do you think? I mean, the hut's there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but they would belong to the Silverlight.
Yeah, but he doesn't look like he's an enemy right now. He's beautiful.
And what are we going to say?
We're gonna say you all want some makeup.
Does it does it look like the village is towards the south?
It does, based on the rough direction of. It's certainly southish. You can't. You can get a rough bearing as to where south, but not perfect. Like it's sort of you kind of go, yeah, south's that way.
Wait, I mean, my instinct is avoid them so that they can't say that they've seen us.
Are there people outside the huts?
It's 200 meters. You can't see. It's a bit too far. You'd have to get a little closer. The only reason you can see so much is that the forest has been cleared on either side, right? And remember, the forest is not a friendly place, right? So the forest has been cleared a fair amount on either side of the rail, so that the rail can pass through it, and that's why you get this nice channel for the moonlight to kick in, and so you can see that the rails carry on, and you can see a couple 100 meters down there, and so you can see some huts that are there, but you can't see any people or shadows or otherwise.
Kaman does ask Barra, is there a reason why you want to go to those huts?
I'm hungry.
Yeah, to eat the rations we have.
You see, if we are to rest outside in the wilderness, chances are that we will be interrupted by something. These forests are not safe. If we go to the village and we were able to convince them to let us stay, we can get a good night rest. Maybe.
No. Alright, tell you what. My great leader, how do you feel about some makeup on your face? You wanna look a little bit like our companions down from the Civilized Kingdom?
Well, I trust you.
Oh yeah. I like hearing that.
So we've got to get our
Concerns?
story straight. Who are we and why are we here?
I will leave that up to Barra. Barra?
Yeah.
Who are we and
Right,
why are we here?
So we were mining downstairs, and our cart broke down. Like as far as we can, we stick to the truth, right? We don't want to make too much shit up. So our cart broke down, and we need some assistance from the kind villagers of this village.
That we don't know the name of.
Yeah, I mean, like our heads got hit really hard, and we've got amnesia.
Oh, maybe don't need the amnesia part. Yeah, I mean, the Civilized Empire is pretty big. I mean, based on what that guy told me. What's his name? Oh no, I forgot his name.
Karim?
Karim, yes. Based on what Karim told me, it seems like there are a lot of people who just randomly go and mine in different places.
Yeah,
and
and
they don't need any kind of a permit because they're not organized.
Yeah,
So yeah, we can just be random miners.
and our cart broke down, and we just had to make our way to the nearest exit.
They've got no more right to these tunnels than anyone else. They didn't build them.
Yeah, they didn't build them. So, you know.
Don't listen to their lies.
Sorry?
Don't listen to their lies. The civil lie.
Ah.
They'll fill your ears with poison and sell you things they don't own.
Wait, you're saying that they didn't build these tunnels?
Oh fuck no! These tunnels have been here for millennia.
Huh.
We think the ancient dwarves and orcs built them.
Huh.
So I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some relationship, like it's in their blood, it's in your blood, it's in my blood. But
Why?
I don't know about your blood. Maybe it's in your blood.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, maybe not. I mean, you're a little, but yeah, you're a nice person. I've come around to you in
Oh,
fairness.
yeah, alright. So,
Okay, if you.
I'd be proud to have you as my daughter, just so you know.
I have faith in Barra's ability to, you know.
Okay, Barra,
Do
you do
her
the
thing.
talking.
All right, hang on. I'm just going to work on our fearless leader here for a while. Or just stay still, okay? So I think of what I remember of our guide.
Sure.
What was
Lalit.
Lalit? Yeah.
Lalit. So what was he wearing?
Lalit was wearing, actually, not too far in terms of like wearing the sort of like leather of, sort of travelling leathers, right?
Okay.
Didn't have the nice green cloak, actually, but had a small brooch that was around his neck,
Okay.
that was holding together his lighter blue cloak, right? Which is
Right.
like a travel cloak. Other than that, Lalit was a goblin, what do you think? Male identifying, had slightly yellower eyes.
Maybe we should keep on green clothes.
Yeah, definitely do that, and maybe do something about my hair. It's a bit distinctive. 'Cause
Okay.
It's got like rainbow, not exactly dreadlocks. It's just that she doesn't take care of her hair, so it's matted.
Yeah, whereas Lalit's hair was black.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. All right then. Yeah, I've got it right. Don't move. All right. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Okay. There we go. Breaking out the hair dye. So I'm rolling my deception
Big
check
exceptional, yeah.
with the proficiency.
Yeah.
So wash out, right?
All right, it's a 20, and my proficiency is now 3. No, but I roll half because I don't have proficiency, like real proficiency. So it's 21.
Okay.
21. So you know, I have black hair.
Oh, yeah.
Did he have like a bigger nose or anything like that?
You look rather like Lalit. Yeah, exactly. So you've got a slightly larger nose. You've got a bit of shadow here.
Like
You've got
a bit of contouring.
yeah, exactly. A bit of contouring, a bit of shine to like change the shape. It's
Yeah.
Let me just warm up my voice. How did Lalit sound like?
Yippee!
Mama, 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 mama. Yippee! Okay, I think I got it.
Right, I'm going to try your work, and let me see what any blue fabrics, and here we go. Voila!
Hello,
Perfect.
I'm Lalit.
Yes. Maybe,
Okay.
maybe choose a different name just in case I know it.
Oh, that's true. I'm Lalut. Yes.
Right. Let's go to the village.
Okay.
Going to the village. We keep all our clothes, we keep all identifying markers, we try to look
Yeah.
as minery as possible. We shouldn't be too tough because, you know, we got slammed into a wall.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are pretty much covered in detritus, mine dust, and ghoul goo. So you know you're not.
There's no more goo.
Yeah, we were clean.
Prestidigitation allows you to take a little bit off, right? It isn't like a shower and a bar of soap. It's
Sorry, folks.
yeah, it's like
We don't
prestidigitation.
smell no more.
The thing is that the way you've got to think of the flavour of prestidigitation is that it allows a wizard to do cool wizardly shit and replaces a bunch of that stuff, right? It's not a instant hot bath and a wash and feel great after a night's sleep effect, right? It's a make a cup of cold cocoa, a cup of hot cocoa. That's kind of like the level of it. So yeah, absolutely. It can make your face clean. You can feel not like you're totally disgustingly covered in ghoul goo, but you're covered in ghoul goo that's now dry and has dust from this sort of like, you know, mine caked into it, which is then dried again, right? Which is then, yeah, I mean, like this is, yeah, absolutely. Like, but I didn't want to quite go that vivid, but if we are going to play this game, like, you know, it's fine.
I wonder if the hut's
I will power game straight fucking back, is what I'm saying. So,
So I guess we're walking,
So-
looking appropriate.
yeah, you're looking appropriately minorly, and some of those minors that you saw, minus the goo goo, did look equally kind of like, you know, yeah, no, that's just
dusty.
Nasty.
yeah, nasty. And you've all seen pictures of this from coal miners, like when they come up from literally you have the space where their goggles were, and you see their skin, and then everything else is just like caked in dust. Similar, right? But I guess you get an advantage towards your stealth. So as you move forward towards this village, are you doing anything particular or specific to approach it, or are you just kind of striding down the rails?
I would like to climb a tree and then travel from tree to tree so I have a bird's eye view. Is that possible?
So it's monk, not monkey. But you could probably give that a go. Yeah. Do you have anything special that allows you to, or are you just gonna just try to jump from a tree
I'm just
to
using
tree?
my acrobatic skill, man. Yeah, no, nothing.
Do you have safe fall yet?
Sorry?
Do you have safe fall
Yeah, I
yet?
think I do.
Okay.
It wouldn't be
Yeah, I
your
think I do.
I think it negates 5 hit points of falling damage per level for a corporate
I remember seeing
So
it,
it's 10
but I
feet.
can't remember.
There's 25.
Oh, 25. Oh.
Barra's gonna look for any villagers,
Hmm.
and if he sees any walking about, he's gonna engage them in conversation.
So as you get closer, like
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
just
so far.
Yes, I do have so far.
so it's 5 foot per level, right?
It just says use your reaction when you fall to reduce any falling damage you take by 25.
Oh, just yeah, right. It's 25 per level. Perfect. Yeah. So no problem. So you scamper up a tree and like make roll acrobatics. You mostly keep pace with everybody as they walk ahead.
I just
but-
said like
You're in the trees, and so it's kind of sometimes you have to like take a weird route because you kind of have to jump away and then jump back again, as you sometimes see. But you definitely keep pace with your party.
I
And
rolled
you
a 26.
and some, right? Every now and then you kind of like slip, but then your slow fall just kind of allows you to do that super cool like grab the side of a tree monk thing, right? And then you like grab another thing and you kind of keep going. No issues so far.
Every time I see her slip, I message her like, "Hey, everything alright up there?
Oh.
Do you see? Be quiet. You see anything?"
Make a perception roll. At disadvantage.
Ayo.
They're both bad. 5.
You see trees and you see branches as you are trying to do something that's pretty cool, but it's also
Useless.
but it's also you've not done this before and it's kind of awesome, right? And it's taking up a lot of your attention.
Hey, I'm talking to you. Hi.
Trees and branches.
Oh my god. Alright then, let's keep going.
So as you get closer though, you don't see any sign of villagers, you don't see any sign of activity. You do see that there are 3 or 4 huts, and then at the end of the railway there's 3 or 4 huts, and then there seems to be a bit more in the way of like a small palisade fence and a few more buildings. But there's a fence that kind of like is between you and everything else.
You get to the fence.
Right. I'd like to roll perception to see whether there's anybody in the huts.
You don't need to. You've got good perception enough to see there's no one there that you can see.
There's nobody in the huts.
Not that you can see.
Is very
Is
exciting.
there a bath with a shower?
I don't,
Is there a well with water?
Yeah.
I don't think you guys are going to remove any of the grime right now until we're clear of this place.
Easy for you to say.
So, are we heading towards Palisades?
I guess we are.
Okay, so as you head closer and closer, you get closer. You see there's no apparent people by. You see the palisade gates are open.
What?
There's no sign of anybody. It is a very small village, right? The three sort of small end of railway sheds, which is really what they are. One of which contains rails, one of which contains kind of spare wheels and cart material. The other one, which is sort of like similarly to the one you saw at Samnar Junction, is a large table that allows you to do a bit of work and stuff, right? But that's about it. No sign of anything, no lights on, nothing
Are there signs of violence?
that you can see.
Akras, is this the extraction point that we were talking about in your letter?
Oh, yeah, it might be. I don't really know. Let's go have a look.
Up there?
I mean, I presume so.
Alright, let's go.
So you're going in first?
Yeah, I will do so.
So as you step through the palisade door, you hear a voice say, "Freeze, civilized pig, or I'll fuck you up so hard." And a crossbow bolt and crossbow is pointed at your head.
Okay. I raise my hands up slowly. You cannot just assume any goblin is the same goblin from the civilized empire, okay? There are many of us in this world.
You're dressed like a civilized. You look like a civilized.
Yes, because it's a...
You're coming out of a civilized tunnel. And then there's a moment as you hear, in Orcish, you hear green heron flies through the night. And then a moment later, a cross says, "It's fucking me. You don't need to speak the stupid code words. It is fucking me. Is that, do you want me to come over there and break your fucking leg, Dragath?" And he goes, "I'm sorry, Akras. I just... you know I like this spice shit." and then there's a moment of like relaxation and calm as Akras says, "Lads, stand down. We're here. We got here. It's fine. Everybody," and he sort of speaks to you guys in common. He sort of says, "Everybody, it's fine. It's my team. It's okay. We're here."
Tell that to the me who got the thing pointed in my face.
I mean, they didn't bake you up like a Sevalai. It could have gone the other way.
Goodbye.
Then it would have been interesting. Also, lads, if any of you, and it's back to Orkish, if any of you mentions a fucking thing about this wig, I will break your legs. And he's literally like, wig off,
Why?
wipe across the face, and go, I'm done with my best life.
Sorry. Give that back.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much for bothering Barra. I appreciate
No
it.
problem.
No worries.
It suits you.
We are going to stop there for the day. And thank you everybody for joining, as we will pick this up from here after the Christmas break. So happy holidays for everybody that's watching. We will see you on the 28th. I'm Ramji, I've been your guide for this evening, and with me has been Joe Tan, Lisa Yao, Annalise Chan. Sheena, that just went the wrong way, sorry. Lisa Yao, Sheena Chan, Edward.
It's me, Edward Choy. And with us today, a special guest, backup producer, backup Cheryl, is Hans.
Hans Way! Thank you all everybody for watching. We'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.
Behold thine heroes as they observeth the troubled lands and stormy sea. They have no choice, it's national service or Marabanda Survey Team 3. A goblin captain, sea elven cleric, one small and green, one tall and blue, stoned halfling monk and bard who dedicates its campaign anthem to you. We're a Singapore based party who streams weekly D&D. The full culture is our name, but you can call us T4C. Asian influence on rule with less Eurocentricity. Now for some Asia Pen gang chants featuring Audi and Randy.
One kopi Sihir Tabak for me.
Sihir Tabak for me. Oi, oi, oi. Oi, oi, oi. 新 style 来乱来啦。新 style 来乱来啦。Dragon power. Dragon power.
I sound quite transatlantic, actually.
Anyway, this is our party and we're actually very fun.